by this lovely game. I will be your facilitator, Amy, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at AEBrighter. And I'm being joined for this game by.
Hello, I'm Sweet Potato. You can find me on Twitter at a sweeter potato, or you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/a sweeter potato.
Hi, I'm Zoe. I don't have Twitter, but you can find me, on the internet sometimes.
And I'm Illy. You can find me on Twitter at, actually never thought about how to pronounce it, Hyphabole, I guess. HYPHABOLE.
All right. And as we mentioned earlier, this whole stream this weekend is to support Races, which is the largest immigration legal services nonprofit in Texas, focusing on underserved immigrant children, families, and refugees. They were founded in 1986 as the Refugee Aid Project by community activists in South Texas. They work hard to defend the most vulnerable among us through crisis management, legal services, social services, and advocacy work. You can learn more at racistexas.org. And if you would like to join us in donating to this awesome cause during this stream, you can head to donate.roll+bond.com. Where you will find our Twitch stream, donate page, and some fun information about what we're doing here. So let's get started. Dialect is a game where we will be playing members of an isolated community. Together, we will be creating the language that this community uses, and then watch how this community and their language changes as their isolation comes to an end. We are going to be playing one of the core backdrops, which is kind of our setting options for this game. The setting we are playing today is called Sing the Earth Electric, and we are going to be a bunch of robots left behind on Earth. So,
Beep boop.
beep boop.
That's exactly right.
uh-huh. So I'm gonna go ahead and read the intro to this backdrop. If I were to abandon a planet, which I would never do, by the way, I'd at least want to hear from it once in a while. Maybe send a message or two, or flowers. Gosh, it's been forever since I've seen one of those. No use kidding myself, though. We haven't detected a shred of organic life on Earth for at least 100 years. The humans left, but they needed something done in their wake. They repurposed a queue of autovacs, roto harvesters, really anything that could fit an AI module and lend a silicanoid limb. A scarcely compatible band of machines manufactured from all corners of the world and brought together to accomplish this one task. At any rate, this ball of dirt is ours now, and without the humans, we've had more time to interface with one another. The experience has been, let's say, illuminating. So the first step of dialect is to create our isolation. So just read our description, and we're going to be generating the aspects of our civilization. Some things to keep in mind when it comes to generating our aspects. We are to make them big, make them clear, and make them bite. So all of the language that we're going to generate has to be tied to one of the three aspects we generate. So we want to make them kind of big and clear and obvious. That way we can tie our language to them. They should be fundamental to our community. We want to make sure that everyone's clear on what they mean so that we don't argue 2 hours from now about what we actually meant by that.
Fair.
um, so we'll make sure we're very clear and then make them bite. They should be things that we're going to care about, have them be things that will cause some interesting relationships within our community. And I like this from the book. If it's something that no one in the isolation is losing sleep over, it's probably not interesting enough.
Yeah, that's
That's
fair.
good.
Okay. So there are a couple of questions. So we get three aspects that we're starting with, and they're going to be on our note cards here on screen. We have two ones that the book defines, and then we have one for free. So one kind of wild card that we get to use. So the first one is our job. What task did the humans program us to accomplish on Earth without them?
Hmm.
I have a thought, but I'm in no way tied to it.
Well, what is it?
Um, the only one I was thinking is like, I had washing machines in my head, and something about sanitation is interesting.
Oh, I like that.
Um, but
Right.
could go in a different direction with that also.
No,
Yeah.
I like that.
I was also thinking something that they would have left there to make Earth inhabitable again in the future.
Mhm.
So some kind of cleanup crew sounds good.
Oh, are
I like
we?
that.
Is it all the way into terraforming, or is it a more kind of subtle, like keep the streets clean, that sort of thing?
I don't know.
I mean, it could be either. I think I almost like the terraforming angle a little bit better. Uh,
Totally.
I think there's interest here in being like we've been trying to clean up this planet so that humans will come back to it for a long time, and we just haven't heard from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the terraforming angle. I'm trying like my brain when I read this immediately went Wally, so I don't want to be like garbage collectors.
Yeah.
Fair.
Trying to
Oh,
avoid that
getcha.
angle, but I do think some kind of cleanup crew totally makes sense here.
Yeah,
So that's why I'm kind of
Mhm.
I'm game for terraforming.
Cool.
let's
Yeah.
do
So
it.
let's call it terraforming. So I'm going to remember how Roll20 works and
I
write
believe.
on this note card. Make this bigger. 22 font. Ta-da. So that will be our first note card. All right. So our next one is a long shadow. In what way have we started showing shades of humanity?
Hmm.
I'm trying to think of like what makes human like my
Yeah,
brain
what
goes
makes
like
people
emotions,
people?
independent
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah. I mean, we already all had AI apparently, but
Yeah.
I guess it evolved.
Yeah.
Have we
So,
started dreaming?
ooh,
Oh,
Oh,
that's so
that's
good.
very good.
That's so good.
yeah, I like that.
Like we start having like I like my brain is like dreams of like, you know, at night in like rest mode or whatever, but I'm also thinking like, oh, we actually have like wants.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm game for that if you guys are game for that.
Super
Oh
duper.
yeah, no,
That's
totally.
awesome.
Mhm.
Should we make the cards slightly bigger, by the way? I don't know how much more of the space we're gonna use.
Yeah, I'm kind of playing around with this. So hold on. Make it bigger.
Yeah.
How's that look?
Better.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
looks
Oh no, I
perfect.
didn't select the both. Let me try
Oh
this again.
no.
Come on, Roll20, work with me here.
Terraforming got left behind.
Nope. Drag. Oh boy. You guys can start thinking of our wild card while I'm playing around the note card.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm wondering if that last one like ties into why the humans left.
Yeah, I'm really
Okay,
curious
that'd be
about that.
interesting.
Huh.
Did they make other robots that went elsewhere and we've got a bit like that they took with them or that helped them leave and now we've got a bit of a like inferiority complex because we stayed behind?
Oh, that's very
Ooh.
interesting.
Like not good enough to take along.
Yeah.
Not worth saving.
Yeah,
I don't know if
like
this is
the
also Wally.
left behind.
I like that.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay. So are we calling it not worth saving or are we calling it just left behind? So it sounds like we're left
Mm,
behind no matter what. Like that's core to the
Yeah, that's the
yeah.
thing.
Let's do not worth saving. I think that's interesting.
Yeah. It's not so much that we were left behind, but that others weren't. Others like us
Yeah.
weren't.
Yeah.
What makes us different?
I just did the thing where I made extra text boxes. Our sad
I'll
little
roll 20.
robots. Okay, I'm gonna move this. Figuring it out as we go. All right.
Mhm.
So our 3 aspects are terraforming as our job, dreaming that is showing our humanity, and we were not worth saving from Earth. Ouch.
Good times.
We're gonna be
Uh-huh.
okay.
Aw, sad
So
robots.
our next step is to answer some community questions to kind of clarify who we are as an isolation. So we each get a chance to answer one of these. There are 5 questions, so I think we'll have community consensus on the last one, but each of us gets to name one of these answers. So the first question is, what does Earth look like now, and how did it become uninhabitable?
Is that yours to start, Amy?
I can start with that.
Or
I
do we
think
Go
just
for it.
anyone can pick any of them?
anyone can pick any of them.
Oh, okay.
I think we can openly discuss them, but we'll take turns be who gets to be the final say.
Okay.
Cool.
Mhm. All of the things I can think of are just too real, so
Yeah.
maybe not get that depressing.
That's a good thing.
I feel that.
Well, I mean, when we were talking about like sanitation, I'm like, are we like tasked with cleaning up radiation or something like that? Like, is
That's
kind of
what
where
I was
my
thinking, to be honest.
Probably, yeah.
Like
If
cleaning up
if everything's dead.
radiation, and I don't know, and sea levels have risen, so we've got to terraform a bit to have enough land again. And
Mhm. Or was it maybe something more gradual? Because I'm like, radiation, I feel like is such a like, if we're talking about like bombs going off or something like that, like
hmm
that feels like that's humanity wouldn't have a chance to like prepare to get out of here.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking it would probably have to be something a little more gradual, like
I
some
mean,
resource running out or
it could have been, I guess, but it could have also been that they were already preparing for,
Mhm.
you know, terraforming to create more land mass or something like that, and realizing that the atmosphere was becoming worse and worse, and so doesn't necessarily have to be radiation, can just be, I don't know, too little oxygen or
We
Yeah,
could
totally.
also do in like. Sorry, Zoe, were you going?
No, go ahead.
We could also do in like kind of opposite direction, where like instead of being like irradiated, it's like very overgrown. Like
Mm.
crops and plants started growing out of control for whatever reason, and it's just like very like verdant now.
Mm, I think specifically in the description it said that there's like no organic life at all.
Oh, okay.
I like the idea if we were to do like kind of the like we ran out of land kind of thing.
Mm.
Is
hmm
we're scuba bots. We do a lot of swimming.
Oh,
Oh,
I like that a lot.
That's very
Nice.
cute.
yeah. Oh,
that's the reason why the humans left is like the entire planet's ocean now. There's no
yeah.
We're all
land.
flooded.
It's a water world.
Oh, that's nice. I like it.
That's very good.
Okay, so I will say Earth is now one giant ocean, and it became uninhabitable because we ran out of land. So I'm gonna go ahead
Yeah,
and I'm just gonna take this
absolutely.
corner up here for our questions. And that's why we're tasked with terraforming is there's no we
There's
need to
no
bring the land back.
Terra. There's no Terra to be had right now.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
terra to
Yeah, like we're down in the Mariana Trench digging that deeper to get more land.
Mhm.
Piling it
Channel
up on the
the
high.
water away.
Oh, that's very good.
Some drainage ditches.
Where's it
Someone
gonna
find the
drain
plug.
to?
uh, so the next question is how many of this are there and where are we geographically located?
Huh. I think it would probably be like there would be a few areas where it's concentrated.
Hmm.
Sort of
Yeah.
like, say, for example, deepening the Mariana Trench, or sort of starting in areas where the land underwater is closest to the sea level, so you don't have
Hmm.
as far to go. So I could see something like the Pacific, like the Circle of Fire, because you've got a lot of new landmass coming there.
Yeah.
I like the idea of volcanoes
Yeah.
that we're dealing with.
Yeah, definitely.
Love me some volcanoes.
Ring of Fire.
Underwater scuba volcano bots.
Oh, volcano bots.
So how many of this are there? Are there a handful? Are there a bunch?
Mm,
Like a couple hundred, somewhere in that neighborhood.
yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
right to me.
Okay. So maybe a few hundred bots. Okay. Next question. What are some routines we must do together on a regular basis?
Um, what if they made most of us or all of us attached to some kind of solar power situation, so that we wouldn't run out of energy. So we have to go up to the surface of the water, and just kind of float there in order to charge our batteries.
This is so
I
cute. Oh
love
my
that.
god.
We're
That'd
We're,
like
be very
whales,
cute.
we're like those lizards that hang out on the rocks in the
like
sun.
seals basking in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that's so
Yep.
cute.
I love
Exactly.
that.
oh,
Oh my god.
I'm very happy with this.
Bask in the sun to recharge. If a unit malfunctions, what happens?
Quick first thought. Um, Wait, no, I'm walking this back. I was gonna say like burial in the volcano, which seems very cool, but I don't know if we want to commit to like malfunction means burial.
Yeah, I
Mm,
like the idea of maybe like repurposing.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's really
If
good.
if you live on in helping other bots continue on.
Yeah.
yeah, like
Oh, so
maybe you
like
can't swim anymore, but you can still lie on the rocks and generate energy so others can charge faster.
Mhm.
Totally.
you've got the like old robots who are like hanging out in the sun all day and like passing on knowledge to the young.
Yeah, just a group
Hey,
of
that's cute.
grandfathers like back in my day.
I
Oh
remember when
man.
all of this was allowed.
Whatever, Grandpa.
Nobody believes your stories.
Oh,
You
that's so good.
are repurposed to help the community. But even if it's like something breaks, I'm thinking like you may turn into like a surface bot where you're, collecting energy, but I'm thinking like we repurpose parts. There's a lot of MacGyvering going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that might also be how like new robots can be generated or born.
Yeah.
Oh, just like taking parts from existing bots and making like a new baby bot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
Baby bot.
Baby bots. Aw. Yeah, I just kind of like this like circle of like rebirth kind of thing. Um, which units always seem to be working the hardest?
Hmm.
I wonder if the ones who are going like super deep.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. The
Yeah,
like
I like
deepest
that.
divers.
Because it's like you probably need one, a really long charge when you come back up because you have to be down there for a while.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
yeah, being able to withstand that kind of pressure is a big deal.
As well, yeah.
Oh, I made this text real big. Oh, there it goes. They probably also have to be really like rugged. They're probably seeing like the like most intense conditions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure.
These are the jocks of the aquatic robot.
Robot jocks.
We got robot grandpas, robot jocks, baby robots.
You
It's a
know,
whole,
we're
it's a
doing
whole
great.
community.
Oh, do we like have like those undersea worms that live near the volcano vents that survive in like I don't know completely uninhabitable conditions to anything else? Do we have like robots that have become accustomed to just staying down there?
Oh,
Ooh,
that's
maybe.
super cool. Yeah,
That
yeah,
have
yeah.
started
They need.
converting like the geothermal energy.
Yeah, yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's got some interesting possibilities. Because they don't need to come up anymore. Either
Mm-hmm.
we're sending, groups down to meet them, or I could also see it being like, okay, do they need us anymore? Which we may find
Yeah,
out. I think that's a play to find out what happens kind of moment.
Mm.
absolutely.
As we see, is there like a splinter group? All right, I'm gonna make terraforming bigger too. Trying to make sure that everyone can read what's going on here.
Yeah.
Size look good.
Yeah, just for me.
Cool. All right. So we have created our isolation. We need to name it. That's the important part.
Oh,
What do we
right.
call ourselves? Oh no.
Oof, the hard part.
Mm.
Who are we?
Is this a name we gave ourselves, or is it the name humans gave us that we
Ooh, that-
adopted?
I mean, I think it could be either. It's supposed to be about like what we call ourselves.
Yeah, because I could see some like acronym that was like the acronym for the project that humans sort of
I could see
developed.
it started as like an acronym and then we like wordified it.
Yeah. Mm.
The underwater cleaning pals.
Like, is there something? Is there something we can do to make it seal? Like subaquatic, I don't know.
Subaquatic.
Um,
Environmental.
yes.
Yeah.
Environmental.
Aquatic.
Or maybe like supplemental, environmental,
Aquatic.
aquatic.
I'm throwing
Oh.
I want to
stuff
be
in
like,
chat as I'm like spitballing here.
yeah. I want to be like, L could be like landmass, like,
Yeah.
or league. League is not bad.
I like League.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
League or location.
landmass, landing, land generation.
Yeah,
And
What are names of groups?
good question.
Come here, Google.
Yeah.
Who
What's
help?
British seals called? A pod?
Thesaurus.
Collective animal names. See here.
That's the one.
Ooh, yes.
Litter. No.
Uh,
A leash of foxes.
wow.
A leap of leopards.
Leash is really good because it's also kind of sad. Like, it's also kind of like we were
Yeah.
kept on a
We're
leash.
stuck here. Yeah. There's not a lot of good L ones.
Mm.
An intrusion of cockroaches. That's just amusing.
Ugh.
I mean, that is how it is with any group of cockroaches. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A maelstrom of salamanders. I want to be a
That's
salamander.
incredible.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Or what if it's SAEL, Subaquatic Environmental League? Sail. SAEL.
That works.
I like
Yeah.
that too. I do really like leash if that's not out of the question, but I understand if that's a little too like it's a little darker than the tone I think that we've had.
I mean, it's a little darker, but I still kind of like it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good with either. We can also just write down sail, and I don't know that we need like
We don't. It could have transformed over time. It's like it may have started like the humans called us the League, and then we are like,
yeah,
no.
Nah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
nah.
So are we SAEL or SEAL, like actual seals?
SAEL.
Because it's also like sail, like the boat. Kind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
we are sail. All right. So we have created our isolation of sail. Now we get to create our characters. So I am going to deal. I should shuffle the cards first.
Right.
Shuffle. Yes, please shuffle the deck. I'm going to deal each of you 3 archetyped cards, and they should pop up on. Oh, I'm gonna have to do this because I don't. Sorry, stream guy, you don't get one.
Hmm.
Oh no.
Poor stream guy.
I don't want to. I don't think it will matter that much. I will. Each of us should be getting 3 cards. So take a look at the cards you just dealt. They'll be next to your picture down in Roll20.
Yeah.
And then you
Oh,
can click
wow.
on any of the cards to zoom in on these. These are your 3 basically character archetype options. So kind of read through what
Mhm.
you have. Actually, why don't we just read through the 3 that we have? And then we'll choose one that's going to be kind of the focus of your character.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sure.
So I will go first. So my options are the Zealot, the Innocent, and the Scrounger.
Ooh.
So the
Mhm.
Zealot is there's a right way for the isolation to live. You know what way that is. You will convince the others. People talk to you about your followers. The Innocent. Why is there so much anger? We're all in this together. If we could all just get along. People talk to you when they're worried about you.
Oh, honey.
And then the Scrounger. Something is in short supply here. We rely on you to provide whatever scraps of if we get. People talk to you about getting what you need.
Cool.
Those are my 3 options.
Should I do mine next, or is he there
Sure.
next?
Go ahead.
Cool. I have the ruler. You have ultimate power in the isolation, at least on paper. Your will should always come to pass. People talk to you when they seek enforcement,
Oh.
Damn.
which is a lot. I have the sage. You know so much of the past, so much that we're doomed to repeat. People talk to you about burning questions. Very robot grandpa.
Mhm.
Yes.
And I also have the celebrity. We
Oh.
all recognize you. Silence descends on any room you enter. Heads turn. People talk to you about the latest gossip.
Oh wow.
Ooh. So
I'll go next. I'll go.
Okay.
I have the artist. The isolation has a certain charm to it. Thanks to you, you keep us going when things look their darkest. People talk to you about your masterpiece. I have the oracle. You know what's coming for us, and we believe you. At least most of us do. People talk to you about predictions. And I have the healer. When we hurt, we come to you. You make sure we're ready to serve the isolation for another day. People talk to you about their pain.
Cool. I've got the mediator. Factions in the isolation are often at each other's throats. You keep the peace the best you can. People talk to you about resolving conflict. The protector. Steadfast and secure, you are the shield that guards the isolation, either from outside or within. People talk to you about safety. And the leader, a paragon of what it means to be in the isolation. We come to you when we need decision or action. People talk to you about what to do next. Wait, didn't someone have something very similar?
I had the ruler. It's
The
very
ruler,
interesting
yeah.
that ruler and leader are different.
Yeah, that
Huh.
is interesting.
Yeah.
Mm,
So I guess we gotta pick one.
Yeah.
I like all of mine. I think
They
they'll
are
all
I
be
know,
really
good.
same.
It's like the zealot. I could totally see being one of the like the deep sea people,
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
but the innocent. I kind of just love being the sweet cinnamon roll.
Aw.
Yes.
And I feel
Also
like
very
the Scrounger
good.
totally fits this setting. So
Does. Yeah, I can see the mediator as a sort of go-between between the deep sea people and the ones on the surface. Or the protector is also very good. I don't know.
I
I'm
think
not really that interested in the leader.
Yeah,
no, that's really
that's
fair.
fair. Man, I think I'm like going between the healer and the oracle. They're both so cool.
Mm.
I think I'm probably going for celebrity.
I love it.
Ooh.
Yes.
Do it, do it, do it.
Very good.
Part of the reason why is like, so there's like bottom text on each of these, which is like how you relate to the aspects, and this one
Yeah.
is you identify with only one of the aspects. It made you famous, and I really, really want to tie dreaming into this.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Were
Perfect.
you the
Like
first to
either
dream?
the first dreamer or like the most famous dreamer, or I like did some like made some like I don't want to. Zoe, you said you weren't going with the artist, probably.
Yeah, not the artist.
Okay, so it could be like, wrote like a story or like made some great like, told some great fable based on my dreams and that like made me super famous and now I'm like the one who
Mm.
dreams.
Do you
Love it.
interpret people's dreams?
I think people probably ask me to. I don't know if I can do it successfully.
Do you pretend to?
Almost certainly.
I love
Very
it. I love
good.
it. I think if we
Okay. I
don't
think
have the healer, I'll be Scrounger, but otherwise.
yeah, I think I'm thinking I might want to go with Oracle. Um um I mean, I like, let's get some conflict in here. Mine is you identify with two of the aspects. One of them will be our ruin, and I definitely could be like, yeah, our dreams are going to be our ruin, and we
Ah,
can
that's
fight
so
about that later.
good.
Mm.
So good.
So I will be the Scrounger. So one of our aspects is causing the scarcity, and I think it's going to be not worth saving.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Replacement parts, like, yes, we use each other to like fix things, but there's only so much of us to go around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think, the fact that we were maybe, a little defunct to begin with, that probably is. I'm gonna actually pull out my card onto the playmat and put it at the bottom, and we can like label ourselves.
Oh, that's a good call.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do.
You want to just go ahead and drag your. You'll have to make them big.
So can you quickly tell me again which ones you picked?
Yeah, so
Uh,
I don't want to pick anything that's too similar to what you
That's
have.
fair.
for aspects or
So you had the Scrounger, and
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
think
we
one
have
of the
Scrounger.
aspects will be our downfall. Then we have the Oracle.
Yes, Oracle. So the Scrounger says one of the aspects is causing the scarcity. I have the Oracle, which is one of the aspects will be our downfall.
Mm-hmm.
Amy, we can't make these bigger. You have to do it.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Working on it.
You're the one with the power.
Apparently.
Oh,
There you
they're
go.
down there. I couldn't say no. Okay, in that
Yeah.
case, I am going to pick the Mediator, because the Protector has you identify with all but one aspect, you fear the remaining one, and we've already got two that are sort of
Mm.
focused on one. So I'll be the Mediator. You identify with all of the aspects, at least on the surface.
Mm.
Mm.
Like what? The ocean surface?
It could be interpreted that way.
So I'm still trying to figure out what two aspects I identify with. I think dreaming is one of them. And I think maybe maybe it's not worth saving as well, is like, so I identify with dreaming because I was like, I feel like that my Scrounger is very much like, I'm gonna prove you all wrong, we were fine. Like
Mm-hmm.
I will make the Mediator bigger. Boop.
Do we write these down?
I'm just
next to
putting
or above
notes to
our
remind
cards?
myself of what I said.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
So if you want to throw it, can you guys do text boxes? I hope.
Yes.
I think
Okay,
so.
cool. I kept the text kind of small just because if we need to reference it, we can just zoom back in. But
Mm-hmm.
just so we all remember who's who. And of course, like once we figure out, like, I'm making too many text boxes.
Oh
Because we do have to name our characters too. That's a
yeah, that's also a thing, huh?
Oh yeah.
They have some suggestions in the book, of varying degrees of what I like of them. But we're so I don't know if anyone else has the book pulled up, but I can copy those into chat if we want.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, there's a couple fun accents here, so
Wait, so you've got dreaming in there twice. You identified but it will be. All right.
yeah, you can yeah.
Are you
Okay.
talking about the Oracle?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just, um, the two aspects that I identify with are dreaming and terraforming, and then the one that will be our ruin is dreaming.
Oh, okay. I thought it would automatically be the
Oh,
one
be
you
the other
haven't
one?
picked, but I don't know.
Oh,
It doesn't. I don't think it necessarily has to be.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the two that you picked. I think that makes sense.
yeah. I definitely assumed it was one of the two that you.
Okay. I mean, that does make it more interesting because you identify with it, but you also know it will be alright.
Yeah.
I can see that.
So I just put the suggested names from the book in chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got to start thinking about names. This is the. Oof.
I really might play with the MacGyver thing.
Do it.
MacGyver. Maybe I started. The humans called me MacGyver, and then I just called MG.
That's also very good.
That is very good.
Kind of like R2D2. Like if you ever see like Star Wars as like if you ever see it printed, like the Star Wars books, like R2D2 is they literally spell it ARRTOO R2.
Oh.
That's so cute.
Mm.
Call him R2. Oh, that's adorable. Put that all in one line. Come on, work with me here. Okay, fine. Slightly small. Nope, you're not gonna do that. That's fine. Roll 20. You're
So I think I have mine in mind.
okay.
My character is colloquially named Slipper. They're basically like the vision I have is like so if it's the deep diving bots that are the real kind of famous ones. And before the dreaming, Slipper was not very famous. They were like they were sort of like ground to water transport in that they were designed to or like became designed to like move people like from sort of the surface sun rocks down a little bit deeper. Um, so they're like mostly on the surface and can't dive down very far, and they're a slipper because like they like carry other bots basically, and then like they slip off into the water.
That's
But
nice.
then they became famous because of the dreaming, and now they're a real big shot.
I'm thinking, since I'm a mediator, I probably like literally a go-between where I'll like maybe there was some kind of like just from an engineering point of view, it's very inefficient to have deep sea bots have to come up for sunlight. So maybe there was from the beginning there was some kind of energy transfer system where you'd have fueling bots going down to refuel them, the ones that were
makes sense.
working.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I think I'm probably one of those. But what is mine?
Names are hard.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are. Just gonna go with the real robot S name and be X99.
Very good.
Uh, I think I wonder if, like as the Oracle, I was originally built to be kind of like a planner bot, right? To like direct, like, yeah, put Earth here, and here's what we'll do so that we can eventually create the style of and size of landmass that we need. And kind of people kind of feel like, my ability to think ahead and make plans is what contributes to my ability to, be quote unquote an oracle.
Mm.
I really, really like that.
Yeah, really cool. So you got a little bit of leadership qualities in there. Oh, this is where the forest is going to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I think mine's gonna be. The official name was Deepwater Refueling Unit 4Z, but they've just started going by Diva, like for deep
Cute.
So
water.
good.
I like it. Diva's great. Right. So let's just just to make sure that everyone's kind of got what we're chatting about. So just real quick, we'll just go around and do a full introduction. So introduction includes name, role, relationship to aspects. That way we just are all super clear on what everyone is. So
Sweet.
I am the Scrounger MG, and I identify with the dreaming aspect, and I haven't quite fleshed out why. I think it's more like she just does dream, I guess.
Fair.
And I feel like the role as like the repairer. I feel like she's probably kind of a repair unit. Um, and is part of the not worth saving because she is determined to prove the humans wrong that we were worth saving. We are important and we are doing good work here.
Hmm.
That's maybe possibly her dream as well. Is like
I mean, fair.
realizing, oh, you left us behind. Well, my dream is prove you wrong.
Yeah. I am playing Slipper, the celebrity. Um, they identify with the aspect of dreaming because they weren't the first dreamer, but they were the first to sort of like be open and talking about their dreams and like telling stories based on their dreams. And now they've become famous for dreaming, and people come to them for like dream interpretations and advice. And it's taken them from sort of like a pretty like low level like surface to water, like kind of top layer of the ocean transport unit to like kind of a celebrity in the community.
Nice.
I'm X99. He's the Oracle, and identify with dreaming and terraforming, and believes that our dreaming will be our ruin.
Hmm. I'm the Deepwater Refueling Unit 4Z, short Diva, and they are a mediator. Factions in the isolation are often at each other's throats, and I'm the one who keeps the peace as best I can. And I identify with all of the aspects, at least on the surface.
Okay. I'm gonna recall the cards in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna need those anymore. We're not. And
Goodbye.
then I'm going to put away that deck and I get out the Age 1 deck. So that is basically the creation of our isolation and our characters. And now we will get into the creating words. Does anyone need a break? Restroom, food, drinks? I want to make sure everyone's doing okay.
We could
All
take like
right.
a 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think 5 minutes sounds good. So,
Mhm. Okay.
Sounds good to me.
all right, we'll be back in 5.
low-cost legal services to immigrant children, families, and refugees. Thank you all so much for donating. You can go and do that by going to... Oh, are we back? Okay.
Yes.
We are here in support of RISES. We are supporting low-cost legal services for underserved immigrant and refugee individuals and families. We have had a couple of donations. Y'all are amazing for donating. Thank you so much to Nocturne for the $10 donation, who says, keep up the great work. Thank you so much. And thank you to Faye for the $10 donation. Please keep those donations coming. Maybe it is our first year stream, and I believe someone was suggesting if we could do a $1 donation for everyone in the chat, $1 for 1 year. So it's coming up on 9:01. If y'all want to donate $1 at 9:01 for 1 great year of Roll+Bond, we can start rocketing up those donations. So yeah, let's keep it coming.
Okay. So
I underestimated my ability to. Oh, are you going to read? Sorry, Ellie.
no, go ahead. I was just gonna thank Recombinatrix there for the, of course, better spelling of diva. I just spelled it like you spell the diva, but DEWA is of course much better.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Love it. I underestimated my ability to eat banana bread as fast as possible.
Oh, no worries.
All
Real
right, so
challenge.
let us begin age 1. So I'm going to be dealing 3 age 1 cards to all of you. Shuffle the deck real quick. Always remember to shuffle your decks. It's very important.
Mhm.
So we are each going to start with 3 cards from age 1. I'm
Mhm.
going to deal these and then immediately put age 1 away because I'll not be cards past what you get this time. Hand these out to everybody. And this is how we are going to start building our languages.
Yay.
I am going to, each turn we will basically, each age lets each of us play 1 card from each age. So when each of us has taken 1 turn, we will then switch to age 2, and there's something that happens as we transition from age to age. So each turn you are going to make a connection. So you're going to choose one of the cards in your hand and play it attached to one of our 3 aspects, which as a reminder is terraforming, dreaming, and not worth saving. You are going to basically explain what part of that aspect created a language for the concept on that card for our isolation. So once you have made that connection, then you are going to build the word itself. So once we have determined how this concept was attached, we then create the word that has that meaning, and then we'll have a short little conversation between our characters about using that word. So the player whose turn it is should pick, and you do not have to pick yourself. I will clarify that. You basically, if you create the word, you get to decide who talks about it.
Great.
So you'll have a conversation, and there's a little prompt at the bottom of the card that tells you what that conversation will be. Once we have all demonstrated that we understand how that word works, we'll then carry on to the next turn. So,
Sweet.
cards I just got dealt because I haven't looked yet. Ooh.
Some good cards.
I know.
Hey, if y'all didn't know, this game is good.
It's
I can't
really
even
good.
decide between these words.
I
These
know,
cards
they're
are
so
all
good.
so good.
Oh, I'm torn. Also, reminder that you can purchase this game at thornygames.com.
And you should.
Yes.
You definitely should.
Also, the art in this book is incredible.
Hmm.
You can kind of see a little bit of it on the back of the cards here in the bottom corner of our screen, but the entire book is like that. It's very, very cool. Yeah, if someone has an idea of what they want to start with, and some of these can come up later. You will replace cards with the next age, but
Mhm.
It's just so many good cards. I cannot decide.
anyone want to talk about what they're torn between?
mm,
Because I've got two.
Yeah.
Narrowed it down to two of the three.
I know, right? Like,
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm torn between expletive. Our expletive of choice, a word said in fury or frustration. Some may find it distasteful, just because I want to introduce swear words. Come on.
I
Oh, yeah.
mean,
Let
robot swears are
swear.
very good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then the other one I'm thinking about is unit of time, an important unit of time in the isolation, tied to our routines, environment, or whatever defines the rhythm of our days.
That's very good.
I'm very partial to robot swears, but I think both are excellent choices.
Yeah, they're both good, but robot swears is just extremely fun.
Yeah, just going by our initial reactions, I think it's got to be robot swears. If you're taking audience votes.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be robot swears.
Do it.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the table big, so we all know what it's supposed to be. Expletive, our expletive of choice, a word said in fury or frustration. You may find it distasteful, and I'm really tempted to make this tied to terraforming.
Ooh.
Because
Mm.
I
my,
like that.
my gut instinct was like, not worth saving. This is what we say when it breaks or something like. But I'm like, I feel like we're gonna be leaning on that a lot. So I would kind of
Yeah.
the be something about like our actual job here is what we end up swearing about. Because everyone's had a bad work day.
As it is in real life.
um,
Oh, I like it.
so I'm thinking like something around like dirt or like the water be kind of the swear.
Yeah,
Like the
that's
water's in the
both,
way or something like that.
both those are very good.
Water is a neat thing to curse.
My brain just goes to like old timey pirate swears, but
Oh yeah, that's also good.
Perhaps that game of Ocean Tides took place in the same universe as this robot water world.
Hey, maybe.
Who knows what happens when the isolation comes to an end?
Yeah. So expletive, which I can spell. One tied to water, I think. So here, let me actually look up the creating a word rules because that might be
Yeah.
useful to reference.
Mhm.
Well,
Building a word. At heart, building a word is a free-form section of the turn. You are a natural language processor by nature, after all. Here's a couple
that is
techniques in
true.
your language toolbox based on some real ways that words changed. So we can repurpose a word, take an existing word or phrase and repurpose it according to the connection with the aspect. So a community where the founder's lineage are particularly revered might use the word descendant as a general honorific or official job title or even a term of friendship.
Mhm.
Combine words. By combining multiple words together, you can make new ones with a distinct meaning. Take words that work together to evoke the connection and combine them to form a compound word, such as firefly, grasshopper, and bookworm can use the component words in a literal or figurative sense. Blend the words. Take words that reinforce or refine the connection and smash them together. If your world lives on the uneasy boundary of two ideologies, blending the words is a great way to bring that to the front. Example is the word cyborg, cybernetic organism. Use an acronym, which I feel like a lot of us leaned on for our names.
Mhm.
This would have been helpful during name creation.
I mean, fair.
Acronyms can come in many flavors and may be initial based, such as NATO, or syllable based, like Benelux, which I've never heard of Benelux before.
Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg.
Oh, great.
I
Yeah.
learned something today. Clip the word or phrase. If the word or phrase is long, complex, or used often, people may abbreviate it in interesting ways, such as gas for gasoline or flu for influenza. Incorporate a sound, a drip that never drops, a constant clamor and clang that signals good work in progress. Automatopoeia is a great place to start from while building words. Screw words up. Take a word and mispronounce it or use it in the wrong context. Convert them. Take a word evoked by the connection and adapt it to a different part of speech than its original form. So, for instance, what you thought of as a noun to describe a group might become an activity or ritual that characterizes them. In the words of Bill Watterson, verbing weirds language.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
I wonder if it's like Benelux does have a weird robot swear vibe. Yeah. I'm just thinking of like I'm like thinking of like ocean words, so it's like wave or
Tide.
current.
I will say someone in the chat earlier said that abyss or abyssal is a very good water or ocean
Ooh.
related word. I'm sorry, I can't remember who said that, but I
That
was
is
like,
a
that's
good ocean word.
Oh, thank you. I'm like I might have to look at chat.
I know, right? At this
I
rate.
do like
let's give me
abyss.
some.
What if we just abbreviated that and everyone just goes bis?
Oh, that's a good swear word.
This is a
Visit.
I like
great swear.
that.
Visit.
Let the
I don't-
robots say bis.
Let the robots.
Swearbots. Someone said in chat.
Swearbots. I like swearbots.
Dismally oriented in chat says that.
Yeah, I like it. Bis. BYSS.
Love it.
We're totally gonna
Love
spell
it.
it that way. And that might also like end up leading into like the whole divide between the surface bots and the deep sea bots. Like
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
there's ways that further on that we can like evolve language. So I think that will be fun.
That will be a fun thing to explore as we get there.
All right. So our expletive is bis, and our conversation is a moment we'll later regret. Ooh. Who would be talking? I'm wondering if it's maybe it's between MG and Diva? Diwa?
Mhm.
Are we doing Diva or Diwa?
I think diva. I just
Diva?
changed
Okay.
the spelling.
Okay. Cool. So maybe I am doing some repairs, Diva,
Mhm.
and something isn't working right. So
What
we
are
will
you
have
repairing?
maybe it's you need a battery replaced, like because you're shuttling energy back and forth, correct?
Yeah.
And maybe like there's some issue with how much like you can have at once or something like
Mhm.
that. So it's like you normally have 4 batteries, but one's malfunctioning, so you can't bring a full charge down right now.
Yeah.
So let me see if there's any special instructions for conversation. Just real quick to make sure I am cool with where we're at. So, rules of play. Have a conversation. Read the prompt at the bottom of the card played this turn. We did that. Choose at least 2 characters to have a conversation. This is done by the player whose turn it is. You may choose yourself, but it is not required. Feel free to discuss who it makes sense to include in the scene. So I'm open if someone else wants to be there. Feel free to jump in. The conversation participants set the scene, so whoever is in the conversation should answer, where are we and what are we doing? And then we then have a conversation that demonstrates how our relationship to the new word that was defined. So you should either use the word, conspicuously avoid using it, or somewhere in between. Once all characters in the conversation have shown their relationship to the word and the prompt is resolved, anyone at the table may end the scene. Have a little conversation. So, oh, Diva, see what we can do here. I think I might have a spare battery around here somewhere. MG kind of just goes scrounging through. I feel like MG is one of those robots that has just like bins, just surrounded by bins. I like float on the surface of the, like shuffling through a bunch of bins that kind of like ring around me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you, MG. I don't know what I do without you, really.
Well, let's see what we can do here. We gotta get you up and running. Seal needs you. Seal needs you. You've got an important role here. And I think MG just kind of like fumbles some piece, like, which is really kind of out of character, and just like finger fumbles and something drops into the water. Hopefully not the battery, but it might be. Biss, take it. Oh shoot. Let me 1 second, and I need to grab that. It was like my Biss and wrench. Swear like a sailor.
I think Diva sort of, I don't know how Robert would express discomfort. She's essentially a little deep sea probe shuttle, but I think she sort of tilts to the side a bit. They tilt to the side a bit, and go, I wish you wouldn't say that. You know how they feel about it down there.
Sorry, it's habit. I should really start a swear jar or something like that. Get out of the habit. It's just so easy to let it slip.
No. I understand. I do understand. It's just, you know.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. I'll try to be more careful.
But really, I appreciate what you're
Yeah.
doing here.
All right. Well, let's get you fixed up. And that is, I think that's a good conversation.
Yeah.
Cool.
I will add. So once you have discarded your card, I'm going to. Can I just put one card back? I don't know. That's fine. All right. So I'm going to put the expletive card up here, and then you take the next card from age 2. So we will be slowly replacing cards to me and whoever is up next.
Are we going in like a sequential order here, or is it like a?
We can go in whatever order makes sense. Maybe we just kind of keep our rotation that we did intros in of
Yeah, that makes sense.
me, Sweet Potato, Zoe, and Illy. If that works.
Totally.
Yeah.
I'm a little unsure. So my words are: I've got happiness, I've got sadness, and I've got filler word,
Oh, dang.
which is very funny.
All good.
I don't know that I really have anything for filler word. I think I might go with sadness, actually.
Hell yeah.
So that's a particular weariness and strife mark many days in the isolation. When we need a word to describe how we feel in the hardest times, this is what we reach to. I think it would make a lot of sense for this to be connected to not worth saving. I don't know if that's like the too obvious choice.
There's nothing wrong with being obvious.
That is true. Yeah. Let's go for it. Yeah, let's go for. So I just want to make sure, like, because I feel like each of these aspects is sort of tied to multiple things in a sense. So like,
Mhm.
not worth saving is like that's related to the fact that, there were other robots that left the planet, but we didn't. That's sort of the main. Is that the main thing?
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I kind of saw it as we weren't good enough to be taken with the humans, so we were just left
Yeah,
behind.
yeah. I should put this here. Can you make it bigger, Amy?
Yeah, I can make it bigger. Sorry.
No, it's all good. Um,
Sadness. Is that good?
yeah.
Okay.
So I think I don't have a word yet, but I think the concept would be is it would be really cool if it was tied to like the make or model of these robots that left Earth when we didn't,
Oh,
like
that's very
Hmm.
good.
or some distinguishing feature that they had. Um, like if it could be a serial number or it could be a quality. I don't know if anyone has any thoughts.
Yeah. Like maybe another project name or something.
Yeah.
Another project name is good.
Oh, like if we were Seal, or Sail, what's the aerial equivalent of that? Like what's the flying equivalent of us being aquatic? Hey, what's a flying seal?
Good question.
What is a
Um,
flying seal?
What flying thing is most like a seal?
Well, seals are like sea dogs, right? So what is
Sea
uh-huh.
the sky
dogs?
dog? What is a sky
Bats?
dog?
Bats? Bats are the
Bats?
closest thing to dogs that are in the sky.
That's true.
That's science for sure. Um, yeah, I
As
think
far
it's
as energy, it's all bats.
Well, we could use the word aerial in that if we wanted to be.
Yeah.
yeah. No, that's good. That's really
Something
good.
aerial terraforming or something like that.
Well, if we were the
Or
if we were
task
the
force.
Or
we were the
yeah,
oh yeah task force
team.
team yeah.
Team.
So I guess then like now is the word for sadness that is it bats or whatever that aerial kind of thing is, or is it just the word aerial? Because I kind of like either of those.
Both are good.
Aerial is
I mean,
nice.
it's your card, so
Yeah, that's true.
You get
Uh,
the ultimate decision, but you're allowed to consult. So
I kind of like aerial actually.
Mm.
I think it's a neat word
yeah, do it.
for sadness. Like I'm feeling really aerial today, or like that's so airy, or something like that.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
like
that's
that.
good.
I was actually about to say like I'm feeling really aerial today. I'm like I like the sound of that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
that's so airy. Alexa, play Despacito.
Oh my gosh. We definitely
Alrighty,
have an
right,
underwater Alexa, just
writing
like
it down.
playing Despacito all the time.
Mm.
No, I like that, and that also kind of like I feel like that could be another play into this like divide between the deep sea and the surface spots. Is like the surface spots are closer to Despacito. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
I apologize.
Never apologize. That's perfect.
Man, like, but I could totally see like maybe the deep sea bots like because the surface bots are a little closer to the sky.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother. We're just really determined to make these two groups hate each other.
Yeah, it's really
You
good.
know, it was inevitable, really.
Yeah.
Do we have any deep sea bots like among the characters? Like I know Diva goes like back and forth. Is X99 like higher
Um,
water level or lower?
I had assumed kind of higher water, but I could do lower if we want to put that in to like add some drama.
I'm good with either. It's kind of fun also to just be the like
Yeah.
kind of grumbly high water level squad.
The high and
Yeah,
mighty
that's all.
squad.
Let's be the
Yeah.
high and mighty squad. That sounds great.
Yeah, especially that way we all get to interact because otherwise X99 wouldn't get to interact with the
That's
surface
true.
level bots really.
Yeah, that's
That's
totally
true.
Unless
true.
something unusual were to happen.
So the prompt for the conversation is sadness seeks company. Um, And then I don't know. I mean, I think it would be cool to have Oracle in the scene, just because Slipper, or sorry, X99, just because Slipper and
Mhm.
X99 are the two characters we haven't seen yet. Does anyone else want
Yeah,
to be in
totes.
this scene?
I can sit out this one. I'm good.
Diva, are you hanging around?
Whatever you prefer.
Well, I'm good. Like, if you want to be there, and then we can, if you want to jump in, you can jump in.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Do we have like a hangout spot? Is there a cool robot like bar, like higher, or like robot coffee shop? Like, we're in the water. Like, where do we go?
Well, I mean, we all have to bask in the sun to recharge. It could be something about like there's a certain area that we go to do that.
Right. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
it could be something else.
Maybe it's like one of the spots of land we've already rebuilt, or maybe it's like a raft or something.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
like
cool.
Raft a lot. I like that it's got this sort of like pop-up bar vibe, and it's just this like floating
Yes,
raft. And it's like,
yes, very good.
Hmm.
where is it? I swear it was here last week. Has the bar moved?
It sailed away.
It sailed away.
Oh, Biff.
That's a real Biss moment.
This
Uh,
happens. I mean,
I mean,
Yeah.
uh,
So I kind of, for framing the scene, I like, it's really interesting to me that like, so Slipper is sort of a recent celebrity and is getting a lot of like, people recognize me, people say hi, but like it's kind of a superficial kind of contact. And so
mhm,
like, I don't know, maybe they had like a long day of like, giving talks or interpreting people's dreams or whatever.
Hmm.
Um,
totally.
but like didn't really feel like energized by it, and is maybe
Mhm,
like going to the raft and runs into X99, who they like know we've probably like interacted before,
yeah,
because it's a small enough community.
yeah,
um does X99 have any abbreviations? Like, do you go by X, do you go by like 99?
yeah. Probably X for an abbreviation.
Okay, cool. So yeah, just like climbing onto this raft, and I think Slipper's sort of like four-wheeled, like the idea being that they're sort of like amphibious and they can
Mm,
like roll around on land, but also like do shallow dives. So it's kind of
Oh.
cute.
like a sleek, like sort of like a trolley almost, like a
Mm.
small, sleek kind of like four-wheeled trolley that can also like dive a bit.
Hmm,
It's very, very
I
exciting.
love that.
It just like
You're
carry
so
people around.
cute.
Just a little sweetie. And so they wheel onto this raft or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, hey X, how's the day been?"
Slipper, I mean, many people around here are pretty airy, but that's how it is sometimes. We get through it.
Yeah, God, I'm one of them. It's been a pretty airy day all around, honestly.
What's bothering you so much? I thought your fame was a thing that you enjoyed.
Oh, of course, I get to help people, and I get to share the stories of the community, but you know, it gets a little exhausting sometimes.
Hmm, that is fair.
There's
Or,
probably, I want to say there's someone else on the like raft who's sort of like looking over and like sort of like, is that
oh
Slipper?
my
Is that?
gosh.
Yeah.
do they like look over at you and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go like introduce myself," and then they hear you say that, it's like, "Oh, time to back
Oh,
Yeah,
away."
yeah, yeah,
maybe not.
Not
exactly.
right now.
And so what about you? I mean, you're so busy all the time. You're planning things out for all of us.
Yes, I hardly have time to be airy with all the work that must be done. It never stops. And
Yeah.
it slows down when everyone thinks that it's time to spend time talking about their dreams. It's not the most useful use of our time, but it cannot be
Well,
helped.
I don't know if I'd go that far. I'm sure you've dreamed up some good ideas lately, right?
Yes, I've continued to plan where the next deposits of Earth should go, as I always have.
Okay. I mean, I'm just saying, you get a little inspiration where you can, right?
Sure.
Yeah, well, all the same. I mean, it's busy, but I'm glad we still have places we can just go and hang out.
Yes, it is. It is good to have time to recharge.
Yeah. I think that's probably seen.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
I'm gonna shrink the sadness card down so we have space.
Would love to shrink the sadness card down.
Let's minimize the sadness here.
Get out of here, sadness. I don't have time for you. All right. So let's see. The cards I have. I also have two cards that are direct opposites. I have the past, the future, and greeting, which is very fun. I think I'm probably most interested in the past, which is how we refer to what's come before and how it's shaped us. This may be a specific time period in the past, or the past is a general concept. I'm really interested, I think, in a word about like this is the time period where before the humans left. I think that is a super interesting thing to me. I think I think I'm gonna put that on not worth saving. I know we were just there, but I'm gonna put that there also.
Yeah, go for it.
No, I think that's fair.
It's so tiny.
Make it bigger. I'm on it.
It's just a baby card. There we go. Yeah. I'm wondering if it should be something about like the aerial team, or if it should be something about like when there was land.
Well, if we want to just do the trifecta of water, earth, air, then we just need, and then the Fire Nation attacked. And
hey, we do have volcanoes, so
oh shoot,
we do have volcanoes.
we're covered as far as that goes, as far as I can tell. Sure. I need some other words for land.
Dirt, soil, earth.
Anything Terra.
I know, anything Terra.
Also something like rock, cliff, beach, shore.
Word hippo is getting a lot of use today.
That's how it is. Thanks, Word Hippo. Shout out to you.
The other thing is so the premise is there's no organic life anymore. Is we could do something around organic.
Oh, that's true. I do like that.
Carbon is very good as both an earth and organic word.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's great. And that just makes me think about carbon dating, which is just a funny whole other,
Look, I
this.
dated a carbon once, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, let's go with carbon. I really like that. To refer to a time that, carbon-based life forms were around. And let's see. The conversation prompt is what haunts some of us, which is interesting. I think I'm interested in a conversation with MG and X99
Okay.
about what haunts some of us. I think we would have some different ideas as far as what that thing that's haunting us might be. Um,
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense.
uh,
Where are we hanging out?
yeah, maybe we're over where the terraforming is taking place, where the dirt is getting deposited right now.
Mhm.
And I'm there. I'm planning, directing,
Yeah.
and
I
maybe
like making a house call of like, oh, I'm checking in on someone, or
Oh yeah, that's very good. I like that.
like I come to you. If you can't make it to me, I will come to you. Yeah, so terraforming location, and I think MG kind of approaches X99 and is kind of like,
Mhm.
"Oh, hey, how are things going over here?"
They're going. We progress at the expected rate.
That's good to hear. It's good to hear. It looks awesome. I don't know if I've ever seen the world like this.
Yes, we are very near to the surface, and unfortunately, the higher we go, the more material we need. As in order to continue to build up, we need a firmer and firmer base. But we continue to make progress. Um, I uh, how goes the repurposing?
It's good. It's good. It's always a little bit of a scramble, but we make do. We make do. Um, do you were you around back when carbon was a thing?
I was not for long, but I was.
Yeah, I don't really remember it. I kind of activated after I came online when in the time after carbon. So
Well,
if this was what it was like, because it's really cool.
it is close. We were above the water at all times during carbon, um, except perhaps to explore or to gather information. Uh, but it is similar to what we have.
Mm. I really hope that they'll be proud of your work when they come back.
I hope so too. I I worry that we have not received missives. We should have by now,
Well,
but
hopefully soon.
that's that's not that's not your concern. That should not I should not bother you about that.
Hmm.
Uh, Thank you for coming with the parts. We
Yeah,
greatly appreciate it.
absolutely. I will let you get back to your duties.
Thank you very much. Yeah, scene.
Scene, yeah. Okay, like again.
Nice. Okay,
Oop, gave you too
Sorry, I
many.
already drew
Sorry.
one.
that's a lot of cards. So my 3 words were worry, death, and good luck. And initially I was going to go with either worry or death, but I think we've had enough of those. going to take good luck.
And a lot of that, yeah.
Yeah, I think we need something positive in our lives.
I
Good
think
luck.
that's a good idea.
How we affirm our hope in happy outcomes, a spoken wish for victory that bonds us together, a particular kind of luck or fortune for the isolation. Now, I could see that going with dreaming,
Mhm.
like in some way of dreams being seen as good luck omens or something like that. I could also see it going with terraforming, like something like when you've succeeded in making a landmass or something like that.
I like that.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's super interesting.
Because that is essentially the good outcome that you're hoping for, right? Making the world inhabitable for humans again so they come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is our good luck expression tied to that action of building? Is like you get good luck from the work you put in or something like that?
Hmm.
Yeah, like construct or build or
Like scoop or
scoop is good.
like,
Scoop is
you know,
interesting. I like that.
like I'm imagining, these little robots coming out from the depths with their material and just putting scoops of land on top of or scoops of soil and volcanic minerals and sort of just building these little islands.
It's a scoop. It's a little scoop.
Scoop.
It's just it's all scoops to me.
Scoopy.
I'm feeling a little scoopy today.
good scoops out there, everyone.
Scoopy and
Oh.
scoop here.
Do we like Scoop?
I
I love Scoop.
Scoop is really fun.
Good. That was fast.
Some just click.
Good luck.
Oh, I should make the card big.
Scoop. Scoop or Scoopy? Scoops.
We can have some variants.
Yeah.
Kind of did that with Biss and Airy.
Yeah. I mean, that's how language works.
Uh-huh.
Very nice.
We can also explicitly make a variant at any time, right?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
So let me just double check the rules for that. No, it's in here. Variants. A variant is a language item related to one already defined on the tableau. Any player can create a variant at any time. It does not count as one of your turns. To make a variant, you must discard any card from your hand. This is the cost for defining your variant. The text on the discarded card is irrelevant. Declare the new word or phrase you're defining and what language item it's related to. You don't go through the normal turn sequence, just add it to the language tableau, and then draw a card for the upcoming age.
Cool.
So we don't do the whole like, okay, you tie it to the word rather than the aspect, and then we don't do a conversation around it.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
So good way if you want to get something out of your hand, you can create a variant.
Do you then get 2 new cards or like?
Yeah, you discard and redraw.
That's how you get new cards
New
if
cards.
you
You
don't
also
like
get-
what you've
Cool.
got.
Yes, you can also do that at the end of the age. So after this turn, we will end our age and move to a new age. And when we do that, you can also discard and redraw.
Right. So for this scene, I think I think I'd like something with I think maybe Diva X99 and maybe MG as well. Like
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
just a sort of maybe one of them is setting out on a particularly difficult task,
Mm-hmm.
or yeah, right. The prompt is when good luck is needed most. So
Yeah.
right, so maybe we've discovered some kind of issue. Maybe one of you has come upon some kind of issue where that has been worrying us. Resource thing,
Yeah.
maybe.
Or maybe it's maybe X99 is about to scout out a new area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
Oh yeah, I
that.
like that.
So we're all
Mhm.
wishing X99 scoops.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. Where are we? Are we at the robot bar?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like a going away party.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
One last shindig before we send you on your way.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. I love it.
I like it.
So we're all sunbathing probably. I
Mm-hmm.
feel
Yeah,
like
as
forget
we do.
drinks. Yeah.
Basking on the raft.
You know, just gotta get a good charge before I go on a dangerous mission. It's very important.
Yeah, you really want to make sure your batteries are.
Yeah. Battery is optimum power usage.
Yes. So cool. X99, are we having a chatting with you or?
Yeah, sure. Just kind of like, probably like, greeted / said goodbye to a couple people already, and then now I'm talking to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so what do you think it will be like?
It's hard to know. The areas far away from here have not been mapped, as they are not as safe, but I'm sure it will be similar to what we've already experienced, given that there is no life remaining from carbon, and that we will continue to need to build up the land.
Wouldn't it be scooping though if you found something like something left over from the carbon?
That would be interesting for sure. I'm not sure if that would be a good scoop, though. That seems like it could be more dangerous than anything else.
Oh, I suppose so.
Yeah. Never know until you find out, but definitely scoops to you. I definitely that this is a productive trip and you get something good out of it.
That that is the hope. We
I'm
shall see.
I'm sure you'll do great.
You always do. You're
Oops.
the best planned out of all of us.
I
Oh
am
yeah.
very proficient. I am very proficient at my function.
Well,
I think
Scoops. And I think I just roll over back into the sea. You know, like
And Goodbye, splash.
Speaking of being seals.
Now I
it's
must
so good.
go. Nope.
I love it. I love it. Just, I must go. My planet needs me. See.
It is the sea. I must leave. Oh, that's very good.
Oh, it's great. Right. Well, I believe everyone has taken a turn, so
Yes.
we end age 1. So it is time to age 2. Is everyone doing good? Does anyone need a break?
I could do with a break before we start age 2.
Sure.
But I don't know, do we want to do the discarding and drawing new cards first, or?
Yeah, maybe let's do that first.
Yeah, sure. If you want to discard any of your cards and draw a new. How do you. Okay. Do you just drag the card back to the deck? Is that how you put something back if you want to get rid of it?
Seems to work for
Okay.
me.
Assume so. Let's find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that worked.
Oh, it didn't leave my hand.
Need a new H2 card.
Ooh.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, I've got some fun ones. I'm very excited about H2.
Yeah, that's very good. That's very good. Okay. Okay, break time. Then we'll
Yes,
talk about our
5
cards.
minutes.
Okay,
Cool.
back in 5. Good, good, good.
Hi.
Yay. Hello, everyone. Yeah, we're back.
Oh no, did we lose Illy?
It kind of sounds like it.
Oh no!
Oh no, Illy.
Illy!
Where'd you go?
Oh my god, okay. Am I back now?
Yes, we
Yes.
hear you.
I'm so sorry. I have this mute button on in the middle of my the headset has audio controls somewhere along the cable and it has a mute button and that just bumped against my knee.
Of
No.
course.
Okay.
Of course.
So, now that I am also back, I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who's been donating. We've almost raised half of our goal, which I believe is the goal for the entire weekend, so we're doing amazing. And thanks to the most recent donations from Morning, who sent us 3 hearts. Anonymous, who wrote good robots. Thank you. And another donation from Anonymous. And it's really like, even if you've just got $1 to donate, everything helps. And it's all going to RAICES, which is the Refugee and Immigrant Center for Education and Legal Services. It's the largest immigration legal services nonprofit in Texas. It helps underserved immigrant children, families, and refugees. They are working to defend the most vulnerable among us through crisis management, legal services, social services, and advocacy work. They're doing amazing work, and you can learn more about them at raicestexas.org. That's RAICES, Texas.org. Or you can donate to them via the Roll+Bond donation link, which is in chat right now, donate.rollplusbond.com. So thanks a lot for your donations and keep them coming. And let's see where our good robots go next.
Yes, we have a decision to make.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 2 paths that we can choose for our lovely gang of robots. So as we enter H2, we have an event that foreshadows the end of our isolation. It finds its way into conversation and is impossible to ignore. So we have 2 different prompts that we are going to be choosing from, 2 different pathways, and this will determine what our prompts are for the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So path number 1, a new arrival. We found it stranded and alone in a crater. It must have fallen from the sky. It's not organic, but it doesn't look man-made either. We've only managed crude interfacing, but it sounds like they have strong intentions for Earth. Why are they a fundamental risk to our mission?
Oh.
Or the refueling shipments from the humans haven't come in years. Energy supplies are running low. Without another shipment, our days are numbered. This must be what it means to worry. How do the different units respond to this odd new feeling?
I feel so bad about our robots.
I know.
Ah.
I mean, this is inherently a sad game. This was never gonna have a good ending.
It's true.
Oh, no.
Sad bot games.
I think I'm slightly more interested in the first one. I think. I
Me
mean,
too.
I just went on an expedition to go look for something. Maybe I found something.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah, I think that makes sense because we kind of seem like we're pretty self-sufficient with the
And worried.
charging.
We're already worried.
We already
That's
know
already
what
worried.
worry is.
That's not new.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that
I'm
happened already at some point.
yeah, I think that first pathway makes sense. So What does X99 discover?
I think it's not something organic, but it's something that's so unlike anything we've ever interfaced with before. I wonder if it's like some kind of like pod or something that looks like it could be like a building of sorts, right? Like that is like someone out someone somewhere made this and then it fell down to earth and we don't really know what it is or how to interface with it or what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. How is it a risk to our mission? Is it something? So our goal is to make this world habitable again in some way.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can I make a suggestion?
Please.
I don't know if this fully works, but like, what if it's really, really cold and is like freezing the water around where it lands? And like,
Oh, that's very good.
our mission is to make the world like earthy again, but this is just gonna make the world all icy.
Oh,
Yeah.
icy world.
We can't swim through ice.
We can't
What
swim
do we
through
do?
ice. We've never dealt with this before.
I love that. Yes, wonderful.
Yeah, but it does seem to have. Is it doing that intentionally, or is that just an accidental property or side effect of?
I don't think we know. We're not really able to interface with it in an effective way yet.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
way to
because
find
we've
out
got
on that one, maybe.
yeah. 'Cause it says it sounds like they have strong intentions for Earth, so there's probably something going on there.
Yeah, I'm wondering if
But
we're interpreting it as we know, like the fact that it is doing this
Oh yeah, it's
makes us think.
it's
Yeah.
terraforming in its own way, just not in
Yeah.
a way we
yeah,
like. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
gosh.
maybe
yeah.
we don't
It's a
know. Yeah,
competing team of terraformers.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that just gives us problems for the not worth saving thing of like, oh, they
Oh,
sent back
yeah. That's
another team.
oh
that's
no.
rough. That's very rough.
Hmm.
All
Oh.
right. So the next step is one of our aspects will be evolving in response to this. So one of our
Mm-hmm.
aspects has changed as a response to the transition.
Mhm.
Move the unchanged aspects into the next circle tableau, but leave the one that has been replaced where it is and replace it with the evolved version.
Mhm.
So one of these three is changing.
I mean, is it not worth saving then?
I think it's either not worth saving or terraforming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
They
seems
both
to
were.
most directly affect those two.
I mean,
Because I
I
could
do.
go
Sorry, go
ahead.
on.
I was gonna say like the because this device is also doing terraforming in its own way. I'm wondering if our response is like trying to undo the changes that it's making.
Mhm.
Yeah. Ice breaking.
Yeah.
So is that the one that changes, or do we want it to be not worth saving?
I kind of
I
like
think terraforming
terraforming.
changing. Yeah, I think that's very
Yeah.
interesting.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Because it's it's not fundamentally changing our purpose yet. Our job is still to terraform, but we're doing it in another way.
Yeah.
Sort
Yeah,
of.
we can't do the things that we
Yeah.
have been doing.
So,
So what do we call that new aspect then?
um, re
Um,
reforming. No.
I
Competitive
mean,
terraforming.
yeah, it could be like, yeah, competitive or like the fight for the earth, right? Just like being like, no, this is ours. This
Oh
is
yeah.
ours.
Uh-huh.
We were doing this.
I like that, fighting for Earth.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
That's yeah.
I made that way too big. Make you smaller. There you go.
There we go.
Oh man, this is also airy.
Really airy. You feel very airy after this.
Yeah, that's. I'm gonna have to take a nap.
All right. So the other two have moved forward.
Great.
Oh, this is the point where you were supposed to discard and draw new cards. I
Oh,
think we've already
well,
done
we
that.
already did
That's
it.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is age 2. Oh, I really like both my age 2 cards, and I'm torn. So one of them is eponym, piece of language based on name. Sometimes the story behind a word is standing right in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
So the connection, some of the steps for building a word here change a little bit because the connection is no longer an aspect. You're connecting it to a player, and why
Oh.
that player is attached to this concept.
Oh.
Yeah. And
So
the other
good.
one is euphemism. Some things need tactful phrasing. One of the isolations word has taken on new weight, and some only broach it in euphemism. So basically, I pick a previously defined word, and we have to come up with a euphemism for it. I cannot pronounce that word. I am so sorry. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Those
think
are
we
both
might go
real
with that.
good.
I think I'm gonna go with the euphemism. I can't.
You got it. Close enough.
We got
Yeah.
it.
Okay. I'll close my cards here. The question is, what is it a for?
I mean, is it for ice? Is it for this thing that fell from the sky?
It's supposed to be something that we've already defined. So it's going to be either
Oh.
this, scoop, airy, or carbon.
I mean, the. I mean, you probably wouldn't want to talk about scooping anymore if you're not scooping. But that doesn't really
Oh,
make
that's
the,
real.
the concept of wishing someone good luck like problematic or in need of
Yeah.
euphemism. But you'd probably want to change how you refer to it. I don't know if that's quite what we're looking for, though.
Yeah, I'm
No,
thinking either
I
that
like that.
or carbon would be the other one. Is like we
Yeah.
don't talk about the past anymore. Like
Carbon's
Yeah.
really good, actually. I think
Yeah,
there's
I
a lot
think
of room there.
that would also be very interesting.
yeah, people don't want to talk about the past anymore. It's now a more focus on the future. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
because if these things are coming, then like we can no longer be certain that sort of the future is going to be a recreation of the past.
Yeah.
oh yeah, I like that.
Uh-huh.
So what do we call the euphemism instead? Instead of carbon. Because I feel like there's some people who are like concerned that we're basically being replaced, is like, which just ties back into that we're gonna be carbon soon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh man, is it like a decharge? Is like we now refer like we're not gonna be able to be charged anymore, or something like I don't know.
Maybe.
Or like I don't know, like coal or something.
Oh
Like
man,
something to do with carbon, but like
things made from carbon.
Diamonds
Coal,
are
diamonds.
Oh gosh, there's a part of me that really likes the idea of like diamonds being seen as like no, like humans would be like, ooh, shiny, but the robots are like,
Yeah.
It's very
graphite.
sharp. It's good for cutting rocks, but it's not useful any other way.
What if we call it fiber, like carbon fiber?
Ooh,
Mhm.
Oh
fiber's
yeah,
cool.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. That also can play into like the fiber of things that we aren't concerned about anymore or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just fiber.
Okay. So I'm going to fiber, and I'm gonna drag this over to this text box again. Real good at this. Why is this so small? Okay. And I'm just gonna draw like an arrow or something. See, can I draw an arrow? Line. Draw a shape. Nope.
Do a rectangle. That's basically a line.
I'm just making a mess here. Undo. Okay, never mind. Fiber is related to carbon, and the prompt is up close and uncomfortable.
Mhm.
Mhm. That's fair.
Who would be concerned about, wouldn't want to talk about the past anymore? I feel like it's maybe Slipper.
Yeah.
I feel like Slipper is probably not cool with the past because
The past over it.
so done.
Yeah. Because we gotta dream and we gotta move. Think about the future.
Yeah. So forget that fiber. So Slipper and maybe, I don't know. Diva is kind of the go between the surface bots and the deep sea bots. Maybe like the two of you are talking.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
think that
I
makes
guess you don't need to be. Your character
You do
doesn't
not
need to
have.
be in the senior setting.
Yep, I do not have to be in the
Okay.
scene. Totally optional.
Yeah, that sounds.
Those two make
Sorry,
sense to
what's the
me.
prompt again?
Up close and uncomfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's maybe like, do you have a dream, Diva, that you want to talk to Slipper about past or about?
Oh yeah.
That's
Mm-hmm.
very good.
Really like it.
Mhm.
And you want answers from Slipper?
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So where do you find me? Do I have like an office?
Probably.
It's in the robot bar. Here,
This
have
is such
a
a
have a
large.
drink and let me try to interpret your dreams.
Yeah.
Mm.
I do like aquatic caves also. Would be a
Yeah,
cool
that's
thing to.
Ooh.
very, very atmospheric.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm hanging out in my aquatic cave office, and yeah, you come by.
Yeah. Oh, Slipper. Um, I I was wondering if you had a moment, maybe.
I've always got a moment. What's going on?
Ah, it's just I've been having this dream, and I know you must get that a lot. I'm sorry,
Never gets
but
old.
um, it's it's really been bothering me. I keep having it every time I recharge, and it's I don't know why it worries me so much because it should make me happy, but there's like we're on we're on a shelf of ice, and then when we touch it, it turns to earth, to soil. And just like that, we've got like these enormous landmass just ready to go. And they come back. But I don't know, there's always this sense of I don't know. It sounds silly. It's
No,
stupid.
no. If you're feeling airy about it, then we should talk about it. It sounds like you're so focused on the carbon that you can't let it go. But just think of it as the fiber, right? Just it's not something it's, it's thin, it's weak. We can focus on what's in front of us. We can focus on the opportunity. There are a lot of new changes coming, but
Hmm.
instead of trying to tie that back to the weak fiber, we can build something stronger.
I suppose. Yes.
It sounds like you're so focused on returning to that you're that you that you're letting that consume you, and that you're not seeing it for the opportunity it could be.
But isn't that our purpose? The to make everything like in the fiber?
There's many ways to fulfill our purpose. Our purpose is when they come back that they have a place to live. But it doesn't need to be like it was in the fiber. There's all kinds of ways to. Personally, I think this dream is pretty scoopy. I think this shows us that there's good signs for the future.
You think so?
I think so, yeah. I don't think we need to be worried about this ice. There's lots of opportunity there. There's so much that we could do.
Thank you. That makes me feel a lot better having you say that. Like because this is what you do, right?
Oh, well,
You
I don't know
understand
everything.
dreams but you do seem to.
I know my way around a dream or two. And
Yeah.
this sounds familiar. This is nothing out of the ordinary. Just focus on what's ahead of you instead of the
Thank
fiber.
you. Thank
It's no
you.
worries.
Okay, I'll interpret it as Scoopy.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Slipper.
Thanks for coming, Diva.
And I think that's seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I need to draw a new card. And age 3. Ooh.
Oh, H3.
Yeah, I know, right?
Did I do that right? I discarded all my H1 cards because I didn't like them. Was I allowed to do that?
Oh yeah, you can totally do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
Mhm.
you start at the beginning of each age, you start drawing cards for the next age. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, got it.
Cool. All right,
One
it's
for
my
each.
turn.
Mhm.
I feel like I really want to do something with dreaming just because we don't have any cards attached to that aspect yet.
Yeah, for sure.
So I have one of my cards is pronoun. Um, Us, you, them, the abstract ways we group ourselves and one another. We have a special way to refer to some in the isolation. What is this new pronoun and how do we use it? Why is it important to who we are? Um, I think it's interesting if like the people who dream or like take that on as part of their pronoun.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like and like I don't know, the whole sort of the prompt here is the lines. I'm actually just gonna put this. I think I'm gonna do this one, so I'm just gonna put this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's very small, but it's
I'm
here.
fixing. Oh,
Um,
I just made an extra line. My bad.
there's a lot of lines going around. It's okay.
There we
Um,
go.
I don't like. I feel like that's enough. I don't know if also because this is all about like divisions, if we should tie this to the whole like kind of like shallow sea, deep sea divide we have going on.
Mm,
We
I don't
definitely
know.
could.
I don't know if it's like reasonable to say that like the deep divers don't dream as much or the shallow divers don't dream as much, or maybe that's not actually true, but like Slipper still has a bit of a chip on their shoulder and is like
Mm,
eager to
Yeah.
say that.
yeah.
I like that.
Like also
Yeah.
maybe because they don't have anyone like you down there who
Yeah.
would sort of popularize dreaming.
Yeah, no, definitely. They don't have
Like-
anyone to interpret those dreams.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't actually know what the pronoun should be though. I don't know if anyone has any ideas.
Mm,
Is it something around the
Um,
word dream, or
yeah, like a shortening of the word dream somehow.
Yeah, it
Or
could be like
dreamer.
dree.
do we not
Dree.
call them dreams? Do we maybe call them, like, I'm trying to think of like what a technical like video or
Oh,
Vid.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Vid is very
That's really
good.
good. Yeah. So it could just be like, so is vid the dream, or could vid also be like the pronoun for the dreamers?
It could be both.
oh,
Yeah,
Like
it could
maybe
be
yeah.
it
both.
just
Yeah.
used to be vid just for the dream, but we started using it as a pronoun.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love that.
Yeah, that's really good. I like that a lot. I'm going to write. So yeah, vid refers to dreamers. Like vid, like I don't exactly know how you like where it fits in like in the sentence, but I think we can figure that out as we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, like vid are the dreamers. Um, I think Slipper should probably be in this scene. Can we do Slipper, X99 and MG?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know X99 has some thoughts about dreams.
Not a fan.
Not a fan.
Very good.
Stop
MG
dreaming. You're going to destroy us all.
MG also has some thoughts about dreams, so that's cool too.
Yeah. I feel like MG thinks of dreams more in the abstract, like probably is, because I think it's very tied to they think they are or like their goal. So I think yeah, MG is very much in the dreams or goal category.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So are you oh, maybe Slipper and X99 both show up at MG's for repairs.
Oh, I like
Yeah, that's
that.
good.
That's very good.
Are we accidentally double booked?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's either
Mhm.
double booked or one of you has an appointment, the other one has an emergency.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
It's very, very good. I definitely made an appointment.
Yeah, and I just showed up. You know, I had a
Good.
dream that I should just go and get checked out.
Love
In
it.
the vid.
You're a vid. You can do whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's your place like, MG? What's
I
your
feel
repair shop?
like MG has like I feel like wherever the robot bar is part of like a network of floating spaces that's kind of like
Mm,
storage and tools, and I think MG is near there, like in the same area, but is kind of set off to the side, like not part of the robot bar, but not too
right.
far away. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I think it's probably more so like a storage area. I feel like MG probably knows their way around of like what all the different spots are, and it's kind of like their stash. of just spare parts and checking in on different robots who are maybe have some like long-term repairs needed. Thinking it's kind of like
Sure.
an
Right.
auto body shop kind of
Mm-hmm.
kind of
Love
place.
that.
Like may stick you up on one of those riser things, so you can get a good angle. Um,
I like that.
Get
so
up in there.
yeah, maybe that's what it is like X99. You're kind of like up on like one of those car lifts.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh,
So
God.
if you and Slipper have a falling out, you're not getting out of here easy.
I can't leave.
Oh, no.
Good. Loving it. Living for it.
You are stuck. Sorry. So I'm probably like talking you through some like process. Yeah, no, this is just gonna tickle a little bit as I like reconnect to this wire. You just might feel a little zap or something, but should be pretty minor. And then probably Slipper like charging in for some reason.
Oh, hey there, MG. Do you have a minute? I could really use a checkup right now.
Can you hold on? I'm kind of in the middle of an appointment here.
Oh, so sorry. Hey there. Hey there, X. How's it going?
I've been better.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's kind of airy. Is it all right if I just kind of hang out here and wait until you all finished up?
Yeah, no, that should be fine. Just chill over there, and I'll be with Vid in a minute.
Thank you.
I think, I'm not necessarily saying anything, but I do have a lot of like harumph, grumpy energy. I'm continuing to be up here and not able to leave or go anywhere because I'm strapped in.
Mm-hmm.
Everything okay, X? You're not still bummed out by that, that whole big discovery you had, are you?
I'm more bummed out by the fact that everyone is focusing on that rather than their work.
Well,
Well, have you
Vid are
we
just thinking about the future. That's all.
do we
We
even
have a
know if
plan.
they're Yes, and this new group seems to be messing with our plans. So, have we been able to communicate with them anymore? Any understanding of who they are or what they're from? What they
Only
want?
minimally.
Well,
It
I
has
have
been
some
difficult.
theories.
Of course you do.
I wink as much as a aquatic robot trolley can wink, which
So
is
much
not very
sass.
much.
Do we know if they
Yeah.
vid? Are they vid?
I think they have to be. That's the only way it could possibly make sense for them to have thought up such an ambitious, such ambitious technology.
Yeah,
Or
maybe.
they were given different directives by other beings. Things come from out more often than they come from within.
Oh, that's all fiber. That's all distant fiber.
Yeah, but it was the fiber that made us who we are. So I'm determined to not. I'm gonna keep you guys running because we can't let we can't let them replace us. We have a job to do. We're gonna do it, and I'm gonna make sure you get back on your feet. X99 should be done here shortly.
I appreciate it.
Of course we are. We're all going to fulfill our roles.
They're not gonna replace us. I won't let it happen.
I'm kind of happy with calling that scene if everyone else is.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think that
same.
works for me.
That
I
was
think that's
great.
good. I'm gonna draw an H3 card. Cool.
Alrighty. Man, the card that I was thinking about doing is faction, but I feel like we just did that.
Hmm.
Sure, I really want to do that anymore. I think instead, I'm going to do title of command,
Ooh.
which is very good. It says, one of you is gaining prominence in the isolation. This is a title used by those who recognize your authority.
That's good.
It's very good. I think I'm gonna also, I think I'm gonna also put this one with dreaming. And I'm gonna say, you know, Slipper as more vid turn to you to figure out what the future is going to hold with this new revelation of this other thing that's freezing everything. I think you probably gain a title of command here.
Ooh, exciting.
I know, super exciting. Maybe something related to like interpreter or
Yeah,
Mm.
that's really
something like
good.
that. Okay.
I like interpreter.
Interpreter Slipper is such a good but goofy name.
Mhm.
It is
love
very
it.
good.
Sounds very official.
Amy, can you make that card a little bit bigger?
Oh, yes. Sorry. I keep forgetting that
Good.
that's my job.
You know,
Falling
it's
asleep
fine.
on the job over here.
There's no GM. Just only you have control. And the prompt here is a call that had to be made. So I think this is definitely Slipper for sure, as our very powerful interpreter here. And then I also kind of like maybe it's Diva, maybe needing to mediate between Slipper and someone who is not Vid, who disagrees.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want that to be X99 because we just had that argument.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah,
we're not supposed to use non-player characters, are we?
Not this round.
no,
Right.
not this round.
Not not new characters can start showing up in H3.
Right.
Okay. Well, then maybe you did just do kind of a mediation between Slipper and someone else, and then this is kind of like you guys are talking about it after they have left.
The debrief.
Yeah, maybe I've been like relaying messages between up and down. Like maybe they have different ideas about how we should deal with the newcomers.
Yeah.
They're probably more used to cold down there. They're like, whatever, I don't see what the big deal is.
Yeah. Like maybe that's the conflict here, that the deep
Do we
deep
work
sea
with
bots.
them or do we not?
Yeah.
And maybe the deep sea bots are like, hey, more hands, more help. I'm game.
Yeah.
The surface people are like, they're replacing us.
Yeah. The deep sea people are, I don't see the difference. Ice is solid. That's good enough.
Good enough for me.
Earth used to be covered in ice.
I do think that Slipper is kind of like a voice among the shallow water people for like cooperation with them, because they're very much about like, oh, it's an opportunity, like we can do many cool things but with this, and so like they're probably like helpful to in that side of the mediation.
Contempt. I take contempt. No, but I think that totally makes sense, and maybe MG is probably more on the side of like we're being replaced. I don't want it to. I don't want this to come to pass. Like,
Yeah, that's so good. I like
Mm-hmm.
it.
okay.
Yeah. So what's the
Next.
setup?
So I think there's maybe a discussion between maybe. Well, Zoe, you were the one who put out this card, correct?
Oh, yes, that is true.
You get to decide who's showing up. So
Yeah,
I'll
that's
let you make the
true.
call.
Um, yeah, discussion. Yeah, maybe Diva is bringing, more messages of the deep water bots
Mm-hmm.
up to Slipper for, like some of them that you've received are some dreams, and they need interpreting because they don't have an interpreter down there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you've kind of brought that up to be like, okay, Slipper, here's here's your latest messages, and here's what they're thinking about and concerned about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right, let's see it.
Okay. Slipper, you've got a moment?
Yeah, of course. What's going on? More dreams?
Yes, but not mine this time. I've
Okay.
still been having it, but I feel good about it now.
Well, that's
But
good.
I've just come up from down below, and we've got. Well, I've got a few dreams here that they were wondering if you could interpret, but also I know you've been sort of as interpreter been um, very involved in the discussions about what we should do with the newcomers, and the people down below wanted to weigh in on that.
Well, I mean, things are busy, but I guess I am interpreter for a reason, so this should really be my priority.
Uh, on the whole, they don't really see the issue. Um, they're happy with whatever way we have of creating surface area.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that there are other people who see this as the opportunity that it can be.
Yeah, I do think that I do think we have to see both sides. Um, sorry. I mean, I do understand the fear some of our compatriots up here have, but on the whole, I think a cooperation would make more sense.
It would make a lot of sense. And people are always going to be afraid. But Diva, you and I did understand that even though there are concerns, there is always something to be had in moving forward, in pressing on,
Yes,
in
yes,
taking each day as it comes.
yes. Well, in the end, I think your voice really carries a lot of weight here. So I think if anyone is going to make a call, it should be the interpreter. Uh,
Well, I'll do what I can, and if there are other people who up here who have concerns, I mean, I'd always be happy to talk to them. I'm busy, but I'm not so busy that I can't see people.
oh, of course, of course. I really appreciate that. You're not just. I mean, you're doing so much for our community, but I also feel very, very supported by the fact that you're also so interested in keeping this community together, and you're really helping my mediation efforts here. So
Always. Well,
thank you,
I'm
thank you.
so happy to help. I think this is really, on the whole, this is really scooping.
All right.
Okay.
I think that's our scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, Slipper is so slimy.
Now I have a very interesting card here,
Mm.
All right. Let's
which
see it.
is the traitor.
Oh,
Oh.
that's
Oh
good.
shit!
An act of utter selfishness stuns us all. What do we call the act or the people who commit it? And the prompt is, a traitor lives among us. Now, I don't know
Oh my
what that act
God.
of utter selfishness is, but I feel like this is a very good card for the
Yeah, that's
situation.
extremely good.
I have a
Yeah.
feeling that if it's a player character, it's either MG or X99.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's fair.
Definitely.
That is a fair.
Where's the trader card?
I think it's probably related to our fight for Earth.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Thanks. So, what's the act?
Ooh.
What happens?
Am I sabotaging the newcomers?
Ooh.
Oh shit. That's very
Maybe
good.
yes.
You're
Because
you're
I
trying
got
to
the
strip
critical
them for parts. You're trying to
Oh my
strip them for
God.
parts to help build us.
Oh my god, yes.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, like the interpreters made the call for a cooperation and you just
I can't accept
ignore
that.
it.
Well, if they're going to join us, they should be donating their parts too.
Oh damn, that's so good.
If you're part of Seal, you contribute, however that may be.
Oh man.
Oh, it's
God.
So good.
evil robot!
Not so scoopy anymore.
And I
Very
think
good.
can I make a word suggestion?
Please.
Scrap stealer.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Very
Oh,
scrappy.
yeah. Yeah, it's a scrap stealer.
Right.
Yeah. Or maybe just scrounger.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Scrounger is also so good.
I mean, that
Scroungers
is
the
my
name of the
my
card.
that's the name of my card.
Yeah, exactly. It just becomes a synonym for traitor.
It becomes the official name. Yeah, I like that. I'm
Are
gonna
you
stab
okay with
y'all.
that?
I'm totally
Oh,
okay
yeah?
with that.
Yeah.
I'm
Cool. Traitor. Granger. And, yeah. A
Good.
traitor lives among us.
Yeah. Does someone catch me in the act?
I mean, yes, but I think not until you've already been doing it for a while, right?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Alright, who catches me? I think it would be really interesting if it was X99.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mhm.
agree.
Agreed.
Alright.
Very
So I'm guessing MG is probably in the area where you first found the new team
Oh,
of
yeah.
terraformers, and I'm guessing one of them is like at my feet, like
Uh-huh.
knocked out. Like I EM them or something.
you like jumped up in a dark alley, basically, just like, give me your parts. Holy shit.
Give me the good shit.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, I was the one who came up with the swear word, so I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Like
rowdy one.
this though, like
Oh.
He gets it
this is
done.
it's just MG's our little rowdy friend.
uh-huh,
You know,
you know.
just doing the rest. Yeah, I think I like kind of come around a corner and I see you and what the bis are you doing?
They're part of the crew, right? They need, this one was down, so I'm looking for useful things for us to make repairs with.
It was down. It looks as if it was hit over the the head. I want to say head because that's me, but I don't think
Yeah,
it necessarily
no.
has a head. But
Not of this world. Yeah, no, I'm just doing my job. There's I think I figured out a way to interface with them in a way that everyone benefits. And I feel like
MG.
MG just has this like shit-eating grin.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. MG, regardless of how we feel, this is not a way that we conduct ourselves.
I'm just trying to help. I gotta do what I gotta do.
We are here to build, not to destroy. Everyone will know what you have done. And I think I'm gonna just like go. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I feel like I can like force you to stop, right? But like
Yeah.
I'm gonna go make sure people know that like, hey, you can't just do this.
Yeah. And I'm not sure MG cares. I feel like we can make a variant.
Yeah.
We can
Yeah.
make a variant. So I am totally down to discard a card and make interface a
Another expletive.
well, it doesn't even it just needs to be related to something that already exists. So I'm wondering if the act of being a scrounger is called interfacing.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that.
Oh.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I'm gonna discard this card, and I am going.
Have you got a card you want to discard?
Yeah, I do.
Otherwise,
So
I've got some as well. Okay.
yeah, and we're almost to the end of this age, so we can
Yeah.
we'll be discarding here shortly. Interface. I should have made that bigger. As I spell it wrong.
Yeah, of course.
Interface. Cool. All right. Draw one more age 3 card. And where is that the last age 2?
That's the end of age 2.
Mhm.
Oh,
job.
What an
Oh,
end
boy.
it is.
Damn, y'all.
Oh man.
Ah.
Thank you, chat, for the well bis.
Oh, that's the
Yes,
mood.
indeed.
Oh, I just saw the. Oh no. Okay. Do we need to take a break? Before we go into age 3.
Yeah, I think a break could be good.
Yeah, really
Alright.
short one.
We'll
Okay.
take a 5-minute break. On that
Alright.
cliffhanger.
Yeah, right.
See y'all soon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hello.
Alright.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Just a fun reminder as we go into this last hour of our Dialect game, that all of this is in support of RICE's, the Refugee and Immigrant Center for Education and Legal Services. Thank you all so much for donating to this fantastic cause. Free and low-cost legal services to underserved immigrant children, families, and refugees. Super duper important cause. Go check them out. RICES Texas, RAICES Texas.org, or at RICES Texas on Twitter. Thank you so much to all of the new donators we've had. Thank you, Arabe, for the $10 donation. So excited for this. We are also so excited for this. Thank you, Chris, for the $5 donation. Thank you, Cholo and Behold, for the $10. And thank you, Caitlin Lucan, for the $1. If I'm not mistaken, we are $1 away from hitting the halfway mark in our current goal of $720. We are so close. We will 100% make it by the end of this stream. Let's please, everyone,
Oh, yeah.
if you want to just chip in $1 or $2 of support, that'd be so fantastic. Let's hit the halfway mark.
Let's do it. Yeah, and just a reminder that you can donate at donate.roll+Bond.com.
Yes, yes.
In case we
Link
didn't
is
say that
in
link, I
chat.
don't remember if I heard it or not, but
Yeah, no, thank you.
Good to say.
Good to remind.
All right. So it is age 3. What has foreshadowed has come to pass. The end of the isolation is near. There is no escaping it. Dun dun dun. So since we chose based on our first group, our prompt this time is more of them. They fell from the sky one by one before they outnumbered us. Interfacing is still clunky, but it's unquestionable at this point. Our
Very
missions
clunky.
are fundamentally incompatible, and now they are making it impossible for us to satisfy our programming. What drastic action must we undertake?
Oh no.
All
I
right.
feel like we're getting there, right? Like,
Yeah.
we're
Mhm.
Yeah.
doing it.
Like, I don't think Diva agrees, but MG's got the right idea in my mind.
Sabotage! Sabotage!
Yeah.
We in it now.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're no longer at a point where we can work together. Or there might
Yeah.
still be some group that is trying to, but I think
Yeah.
it's becoming increasingly clear that these people, are they like more efficient? Are they just doing something completely differently than we are?
Well, I mean, they keep freezing everything, and we
Yeah.
can't. You can't dig frozen mud. You can't swim through frozen water. You can't like they're starting to freeze over the parts where we were still working, and like we just can't do anything.
Yeah, and we
Uh-huh.
can't really communicate with them that well, so I think that's definitely a factor. Is like if we can't tell them what we're trying to do, they're not going to pay attention to us.
Yeah, for sure.
I think they
Okay.
also just like sheer outnumber us. Like,
Yeah,
even if
there's
we
just
could
a lot of them
like
now.
shut them down, there's just too many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think like maybe the temperature is just really bad for us. Maybe
Oh.
it
Oh,
cools
that's
the
true.
water
Yeah.
down so much that our engines start to malfunction.
Oh, I love that.
That's
Yeah.
so good.
So are we fighting back, or are we just trying to make our own space someplace else?
Hmm.
I mean, I think you set the stage pretty well for fighting back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like there might be factions, but like
Yeah.
the underwater guys might just stay there. But
Yeah. They're like, we're good
think
at the bottom of it.
there's
the
definitely a
ocean.
fighting back movement.
Well, if the ocean freezes over, can the bottom of the ocean guys, like, can we resupply them? Can they even get up to the surface if they wanted to?
Oh
That's true.
shit!
They need
Yeah.
they need us to bring them power. Oh man.
Ye-
Okay.
Oh.
I forgot
So
about
did
that. Oh no. Hey, we're all gonna die. It's fine though.
Oh.
It's fine though.
My
Is the thing.
robots.
We're gonna have to make 3 of us before we go.
Oh man.
So we have to evolve an aspect.
Okay.
I think fighting for Earth stays. I think dreaming stays.
Yeah,
I think
not worth saving.
is the one that changed.
I
Yeah.
think that should go to like I don't know, not worth saving versus like almost like we were here first. This is like, like
We'll
we
save
were
ourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nobody can save
we'll
us
save
but us.
ourselves.
Yeah.
That's very good. Perfect.
Mhm.
Because yeah, it was like a lot of inferiority, and now it's very like we're finding a purpose. Like we're feeling confident in ourselves, even though it's like coming
Dire.
at this expense.
Yeah.
Sick. This seems to be my best way to make these actually feel.
Well, this.
Ah,
Mm.
Mm,
like select the wrong thing.
It's how it goes.
I have such good cards for this round, like all 3 of them.
I
Yeah.
do too.
I definitely want to discard a card.
I discarded one, and I've got 2 H3 ones and 1 H2. They're all very good, though they do play in rather similar ideas.
Okay, so dreaming comes up to age 3 and fighting for Earth comes up to age 3. I'm like trying to reorganize to make these cards work a little better.
Yeah, no, you're good.
All right. Age 3 begins. And I'm gonna discard my age 2 card because why not? Let's give me all the age 3 cards I can possibly.
Yeah, I think I'm picking one more as well.
You can discard multiple.
Yes.
Oh, you can. And then I'm also gonna discard this one.
Okay. I've got mine. I didn't need to draw another one. I know what I'm doing. Unity saying, when things look their darkest, this is what we say to remember who we are.
Yes.
Good. Yeah.
Oh.
And I think I'm tying it to we'll save ourselves.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's
And
good.
Please.
I there's a part of me that really wants to tie it back, like all the way back to carbon.
That's great.
That's very good.
Like no longer using the whole euphemism like we're all in now. It's
Or-
carbon or nothing, babe.
Or we combine them together and it's carbon fiber, except I want to shorten it to like Car-Fi or something like that.
Yeah,
Car-Fi.
Car-Fi is good.
Yeah, Car-Fi.
We are Car-Fi.
Oh, that's so good. I love this game.
This game
It's
is so good.
So yeah, I think the word is the Unity saying is Car-Fi. And I did it again. Roll 20, why you hurt me like this. Thank you, chat, for all the Car-Fis. You all rock. Yeah, so
Shed single robot tear.
yeah,
That's the mood.
the prompt is a time for courage, and I'm wondering if it's like I almost want to say it's all 4 of us, like we're making some kind of wild raid on
Oh yeah.
a
Oh,
group of
damn.
these newcomers,
my
and
God.
we're all just trying to like it's it's like the calm before the storm of like maybe we're all in the robot bar again, and
I mean, like we're all scroungers now, right? Like we're all traitors, and we're just like, yeah, we're over it. This is the only way we're gonna live.
yeah,
Mhm.
Actually,
or is
I'm
anyone
just
not
the card for
game?
that.
Oh yes. So
I
yeah.
I think like it's tough because I think like Slipper was so all in on unity and hope that like I
Mm,
think they're kind of despondent right now. I
that's
think
fair.
like
I
I
think
think
it's
they
fair
might
that they're gonna
need
feel a little airy.
they're very airy right now. I think
Oh
they might
man.
need like another turn or two to like get to
Yeah,
that
that's
point
fine.
if they get to that point.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's been a similar process for Diva. Has always tried to resolve conflict, but it's my card even says you keep the peace the best you can. People talk to you about resolving conflict, but when they don't even talk to me, like at
Mm,
some
yeah.
point, I think she's really been the super centrist here, trying to really get some kind of dialogue going with the newcomers, and it's just not working. Like they're not even ignoring her. And sorry, I
Is
keep
this
saying her, them,
that's
but or vid actually in this case. But
Sure.
um, yeah, I think yeah, at some point they just decide, okay, well, I'm there's only so much I can do, and in that case, I'll mediate between those who are willing to let me mediate,
yeah.
and
Mhm.
create unity among us at least, if we can't work with the others.
Is this the moment
Yeah.
that Diva kind of has this realization? Is the conversation that you kind of go, yeah, no, I'm in.
Yeah, I think so. I
Okay.
think so.
So I
Yeah.
think it sounds like it's MGX99 and Diva at the robot bar,
Yeah.
and we're kind of I feel like this is like my mind is like we're all gathered around like a like that war room map of like there's just something spread
Mhm.
out on a table, and we're kind of like, we know there's a group over here. Um, if we go in fast and quiet, like we might be able to take out a few of them before they notice, and
Mhm.
then we, get in, get out, in kind of plotting and planning.
Mhm.
And MG kind of just says, I know, I know this is not how we wanted this to go, but today we all become scroungers. We need to interface so we can see another day. And Biss, you know, we just I'm just trying to give the motivational speech.
You're
I
just
can't
doing your
pull one out
best.
right now.
Mhm.
But by Biss, we are going to take back Earth for us.
Oh my god.
Oh, buddy,
Oh,
buddy.
No.
we had a job. We will complete the job.
Remember how at the start we were worried about going too Wally?
Yeah, that was a good time. That was a. All right.
Are you with me,
Anyways,
team?
as distasteful as I find it, I cannot fulfill my other directives, so I'm with you.
I feel the same. I've tried. We've all tried talking to them, but at some point, self-preservation has to come first. Carfi.
Car-fi.
Perfect.
I think that's scene.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Damn, y'all.
I just want to say, like, I'm not going to use it because it's too obvious, but I have a card called Label. Using this word has become a badge we wear. Is it a point of pride or something we try to hide? Which uses a previously defined word. So, yeah, I mean, you
Oh,
just did that. Today, we
yeah.
all become scroungers.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Okay.
Alrighty.
I think I know exactly what I want to play.
Alright.
I have the card Taboo.
Yes, yes,
What
yes,
was
yes, yes,
previously a
yes.
common word is now only uttered in hushed tones or euphemism. Um, and it's gotta be vid, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
like Slip. I think everyone is like so focused on, fighting back these like things coming from outside that they're like either not dreaming or just not spending time talking or thinking about dreaming. Um, and if you're a dream interpreter, that makes your life a little bit difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
and I think Slipper is just so. Now, should it be interpreter that's taboo or vid that's taboo? I can't quite. I think it should be one of them.
I think both are very interesting.
I think the reason I'm leaning away from interpreter is because it feels a little self-centered. Um,
That's fair.
although I guess being like I feel sad, so no one should use this whole pronoun is also self-centered in a different way.
That's
Yeah.
No,
fair.
but I do think that's probably,
It's like
you know,
not
sorry, go on.
oh, I was just saying like it might not be a way that people choose to define themselves anymore, right? They're like,
Yeah.
my
Mhm.
pronoun was vid, but that's not useful to me anymore. That's not who I am anymore. That's not about me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, definitely. Um, yeah, so I think vid is taboo. Um, I would love a scene with I think just Slipper and X99
All right.
to like resolve some of that whole dream tension and sort of like play out what Slipper's future is going to look like with this whole like
Yeah.
Carfi squad.
Love that. Um,
Where should we meet?
um, uh, I mean, we could be at your office again, your cave office. Um,
Hmm. Does
um,
does X have a place where he hangs out?
I think he did hang out a lot by where like the terraforming was happening, but I think that's less of
That's
a
probably on hold
place.
for
Right.
a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I was there like making sure I had like my finger on the pulse of everything so I could make the best plans possible, but like that's just not what we're doing anymore. We're doing something completely different and it's just not possible to work on that. Um,
Hmm.
so I don't know that I have like a central location anymore in that same way.
Yeah. So I think it could be my office then, and like
Okay.
I've called you in and under like I don't know how much detail I'm just like I need to talk to you.
I'm like, okay, I'll come. Um, uh, yeah, come in and maybe for people who have decided that they are part of Car5, maybe they have like a marking that they put on their self somewhere. Um,
Mm-hmm. Very
um,
good.
so whatever that is, I have that
It's like
very visible.
pieces of carbon fiber, since that's
Yeah,
kind of where
Yeah,
it came from.
good, very good.
definitely.
Yeah, yeah, I have that very visible as I come into your office here.
Yeah. And so I'm just like, X, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming.
Of
I
course.
I can't believe I pissed it up this bad.
I did warn you.
You did, and I didn't listen because the dreams, these vids were so exciting. And it seemed like there was so much opportunity, and everyone was so scared, and it was so easy to just say, it's going to be okay, and we're just going to think up something better. And we didn't think of anything better, and now look where we are.
Someone else thought of something better and sent it to make us obsolete.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did. And now you scroungers are all we have left.
When the optimum path has been obstructed, often finding the secondary path can take work, but it does allow us to continue to move forward.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just another way of moving forward, right? The opportunity was
Yes.
there, but we just needed to work it a little bit.
We need to make sure that we have what we need so that we can continue with our purpose and our programming. And the way to do that is to get the others out of our space.
Yeah. You know, it hasn't happened since the most recent drop. I haven't, done the whole thing.
The dreaming part
So,
or the interpreting part?
I mean, either. Interpreter, God. This. Anyways, I'm sorry, is what I mean. I'm sorry that I strung this all along so far and I kind of let it get away from me.
I appreciate the apology. Perhaps with your newly found spare time, you should take some thought into what you would like to do next, whether that's helping with Carfi or something else.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Thank you. Seriously, thank you, X. This is maybe you should be the interpreter.
I'm not an interpreter, I'm just a planner.
Well,
That is
all
the
the same.
greatest line ever.
Yeah. Scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
It's good. It's good.
boy.
Just
guess-
some sad robots, that's all.
We don't really need to draw cards, right?
No, you
Um,
don't have to at this point.
Yeah, because you draw legacy cards later, right?
Yeah, legacy cards are last.
Okay. All right. My turn. I think that I would like to play this card, Survival.
Yeah.
It says, using this word dims our chance for survival. Using it has dire consequences. You play it on a previously defined word and explain why using it makes survival difficult. And I think I want to play it on Scoop. Over here. If you can make it big for me, that would be great.
That'd be great.
Thank you. And I think that there's probably some bots who are not are not part of Carfi who are like, no, we can just continue to keep digging and and keep terraforming the way we have done. Everything will be fine. But as they continue to do that, they get more and more frozen and more worn down quickly. And as robots continue to scoop, it is actually a thing that is destroying them. And the prompt here is a foolish risk, which can have outsiders.
This is really
And
good.
Yeah, I know, it's so good. I think trying to think here. Is there maybe someone who has decided that they can just go and dig over by like where the largest concentration of the other ice creating robots are, and that's the foolish risk? Or is it going to be something more about like we're trying to attack, and probably more about attacking, right? Like that makes more sense. Um, yeah,
Maybe they're
as
trying
we,
to scoop the ice from underneath.
ooh, that's very good too. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like still some
Um,
like faction that's like trying to like see like, well, maybe we can terraform the ice.
maybe we can terraform the ice. And it's
Oh,
just like
yeah.
that super doesn't work, actually, is the problem. You can't just scoop ice and be like, I made an ice mountain. That's not a thing that works.
Hmm.
Yeah, so maybe it's I mean, I would love to see MG get into more rowdy business. I think this is a good opportunity for rowdy business.
This is what we're all here for.
um, and probably, I think X99 is probably there, and I think Diva and Slipper, you can definitely be there if you want to. Um, Up to you guys. But I think, yeah, I think we are trying to undertake trying to stop some certain groups from undertaking a foolish risk in scooping ice. um,
That's definitely something Diva would be there for. They're all
okay, great.
about
The mediation.
That's
getting
true.
groups to talk to each other. And, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Can you
Slipper would love to use this as a way to like get involved with the cause that isn't necessarily like fighting and maybe leveraging their old celebrity status.
Oh yeah, totally. Love that.
Very good. The whole
Yeah,
gang
I think
together.
All
the
right.
gang's all here.
Our thigh.
Yeah, I think we come over and I'm like, um, regardless of your participation in Carfi, this is too great a risk. This is not something that is going to yield results. You will only hurt yourselves.
Illy, do you think we can? I'm wondering if it's more like I meant to say Diva. Diva has like come back as like this is what they're asking for. Like you're trying to be the go-between between the
Oh
two
yeah,
groups,
I
'cause
like
we don't
that.
have a
That is
voice
your
from the
job.
other side here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's I'll try to tell them that. I they seem so set on this.
It's hard to
Just
break
scooping.
away from programming. Scooping is all they've known. Like I understand, but I don't want to. I don't want them in my shop because of this.
I understand. I'll try to talk sense into them. Uh, and then she comes. They come back and
Yeah.
just like, I don't think this is going to work. They're set on scooping and think it's going to just be the thing they do. I've tried talking sense into them, but honestly, I think it's out of my hands now.
Can we go
Do they
together?
not see what it has done to them so far? It is hurting them.
Maybe Slipper, maybe you can talk some sense into them. Maybe they'll listen to you.
I'll do my best. I mean, I think some of them must have used to, yeah.
Yeah.
They
See what you
listened
can
to
do.
you before.
Well,
Perhaps
hopefully
they
will
will
now
listen
that
again.
I'm talking some sense.
I think that's
It's
seen.
yeah,
I don't think we have to dig into it
Yeah.
too far.
No.
Yeah.
We don't
No,
have
I'm
to
happy with
resolve
that.
it. We just have to talk about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do we
I think-
do we have an outcome for how we think that went? Like, was Slipper being there helpful?
I don't know.
I think it probably was helpful. Not that they were able to stop everyone, but like maybe a few people were like, okay, you're right. Actually, this, I've
This is
listened to you in
futile.
the past, and this is not working.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Right. Okay, last card, huh?
Uh,
Misunderstanding. As tensions
Yes.
rise, voices clash. Even among ourselves, we ascribe new meaning to old words, and confusion spreads. Make a connection, pick a previously defined word. Explain why a change in the community has caused some people to ascribe different meaning to it. And I think it's airy. It
Oh, yeah,
used to
absolutely.
mean sadness, but
Interesting.
now we've got these people, these others who've come from the air. So I think people start misunderstanding people. Like if you're saying, "Oh, I'm feeling airy," some people might think it's a sort of expression of solidarity with the newcomers, or
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Oh my god. Yeah.
so I feel like there's just a lot of tension based on that. Like, especially the older
Yeah.
ones among us will still be using airy the way we used to, and now
Yeah.
you've suddenly got these people thinking it means that we're not committed to Carfi.
I like that.
Yeah.
Very good.
So I'm going to add that I'm not sure what to name this solidarity with newcomers,
Yeah.
anti-Carfi.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, it's perfect.
anti-Carfi sentiments. Good. Okay. Yeah, I think this may have outsiders, and the prompt is what we know to be true. And I don't really know what to do with that prompt. Any ideas?
Hmm.
Just what we know to be true.
Could
mean?
it be like there's a disagreement over over sort of like who's Carfi and who's not, but then like something brings us together, whether it's like more of these pods dropping or like something
Yeah.
kind of gets us all on the same side?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Okay. I think it's probably also has everyone in it if you want to be.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's yeah, probably, around that. I think the bar, it used to float from place to place, but there's so much ice now
You
that
can't move it.
it's really got a very small room of movement. And yeah, we've got our war room map there, and people gather there. It's also becoming harder for everyone to come up and refuel because in many places you can't get through the ice anymore. So we're probably working hard to keep the area around the bar free of ice so people can come up to the surface to refuel.
Mhm.
because the sunlight doesn't reach down. And
Totally.
so I think where everyone just used to gather in different spots, a lot more people gather here now.
Crowded.
Yeah, it's becoming really crowded and tensions are high. And I think we're all there, and there's probably other people as well. And there's just been I think the argument's been going on for a while. Like probably someone's gotten into a fight about someone called someone else airy, and that didn't go well.
Is Diva trying to kind of mediate between the
For
fighters?
sure. For sure.
Doing their best.
There's no need to call anyone airy. I know we're stressed. I know this is a difficult time for all of us, but in the end, aren't we all Karfai? Come on now.
I'm wondering if MG is kind of like taking like a kind of deep sigh. I'm wondering if the accusation of being airy got thrown at MG
Uh-huh.
because I feel like that would piss them off so bad.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, do you even know who I am? I am the original Scrounger. I am.
First Scrounger.
I've been interfacing for years.
Scrounger
my
with a
gosh.
capital S.
Yeah. Like,
Oh man.
I've been Karfai from the start. Please don't doubt that about me. I'm here so we can survive just like everyone. I'm no airy.
We none of us here who remain are airy. We are all working together. There's no other choice left. It's this or the scrap heap.
We're Karfai because we have to be.
Yep. So let's do what we can.
Yeah, there's no need to be Scoopy here. Just everyone work together. We've got to interface.
Yep.
That's just all we can do.
Right.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this like tone, this mood of despondency is like very much the thing that this scene should end on. Of just,
Oh
oh
yeah.
man,
Yeah.
these babies are trying so hard. It's just not working out.
Yep. And I
This is-
believe that puts us to the legacy, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh.
The last moments or the aftermath. That wave was just the beginning. They flooded our home. Wave after wave, thousands and thousands. They've seized the outpost. No, not the bar. For their own purposes. And
Not
some
my bar.
newcomers
Sorry,
don't
Amy,
even
are you
know.
reading the
I'm looking at the
Outpost instead of-
wrong thing.
I got confused.
Wrong
I was
one,
like,
wrong
wait a
one.
second,
Try again.
Also quite depressing.
Yeah.
Our programmed mission is now obsolete. Do we fight on without end, or do our routines for self-preservation take over? Consider the unthinkable. Do we join them and abandon our defining task? Can we? So I'm going to deal out the legacy cards.
Yep.
Karfai till I die, baby.
Karfai forever.
So it's one legacy card.
Yes. So each of us will choose our final epilogue. You have 3 options on your card. It can be either about your character, about the whole isolation. So this is how we end our story.
Oh no.
Yeah. I feel like MG is ride till I die. Like, not backing
Mhm.
down. Scrounger to the end. And I think I'm gonna choose an assumption the outsiders make about you.
Huh.
Because we haven't seen like we have the option to incorporate, you know, the outsiders, and we really didn't. And I think we never fully were able to communicate with them, so probably to them, I mean, MG is probably this crazed chaotic force that they don't understand.
Uh-huh.
And probably among like I kind of want MG to be kind of this ghost, or this, kind of,
Spooky
even,
man.
yeah, boogeyman
Mm-hmm.
that just becomes kind of this story told,
Uh,
to
Legends
scare the
say,
newcomers.
yeah. If you don't freeze your eyes, MG get you.
Yeah, MG will get you. They probably don't even call MG MG.
No, it's
No, of
just
course
saying
not.
if you don't freeze your ice, the scrounger will get you.
Yeah,
Scrounger.
scrounge. Well, it was also one of those things like the defining feature at the beginning for them was the buckets of like tools and
Uh-huh.
parts that,
Oh yeah.
and I
Uh-huh.
wonder if
Yeah.
the bucket bot will find you.
The bucket
Oh
bot,
damn,
yeah.
that's
Oh no.
so good. Oh, I
Oh.
love this.
So yeah, that's MG.
Hmm.
cool. I am going to go for what can be learned from the Rebel in Ruin. So I think Slipper is like on board with Carfi, I think, till the end. I don't know that they ever take a really active like combat role, but I think like they learn a lot from Diva. They sort of like help out on the mediation side of things where possible. They like try to keep tensions, like keep spirits high and everything. But I think there's a point at which like, things are becoming untenable and like the kind of organized resistance is shattering. And I think Slipper has a moment where they realize that like they don't need to fully abandon the concept of dreaming that was so important to them. And like,
Mhm.
even though
Oh.
it's, they got too attached and made bad decisions, like it doesn't mean that the whole concept of vid was like faulty. So I think what they try to do, and I think it'd be cool if in some way they had X's help for this, was to like
Yeah.
basically figure out a way to upload people's dreams or to like store and save people's dreams. And
Oh.
so
Oh yeah.
then one day when, maybe the outsiders, fight off Seal, and they find these stores that are just like all of these vids, all of these dreams of the different Seal people, that just like gives them an
God.
understanding of what our lives were like.
That's
Oh.
amazing. Yes,
And that's
X
that's
is
Slipper.
definitely here for that.
No.
Amazing.
Slipper made a time capsule.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
This is so
Um,
sad.
It is.
I think that X99, also pretty all in on Carfi. But I think as more and more of the robots who are part of Carfi, start to break down in ways that can't be repaired, or you know, get destroyed by having to deal with the ice or the outsiders. I think they start to kind of step back a little bit. And the one that I'm going to do is a ritual for the dead. Um,
Mm.
Ooh.
I think as all of this kind of continues to break bad in so many ways, I think X99 starts to take over. Like, what do we do with the scraps of people that are left, right? Like, we can repurpose some of their parts for sure, but there comes a point where there's more people breaking down entirely than just needing repairs. And um, I think that the area where we had managed to get the closest to the surface with our terraforming, um, I think I think on really warm days, that area is not completely frozen because it's not too deep, and the scraps of the robots who have passed and who are not with us anymore are sunk there
Oh my
to
god.
kind of give them a resting place, but also to kind of allow them to continue to fulfill that original purpose even in their death.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, I think Diva also. She's they're very they're committed to Carfi. But my epilogue isn't about them, it's about the isolation as a whole. And I'm coming across the rubble and ruin. The robots at the surface are dwindling. More and more of them are dying. And I think at some point the ice just takes over. And those in the depths, they've developed ways of coping. They're not as dependent on the energy deliveries from above anymore as they were, but so they're converting geothermal energy from the vents, but it's not really enough. They don't have anyone to make repairs, so I think they also start perishing, and those who are left, I think they send someone to the surface, make the long trip. They pool all their energy into that one's battery so they can make a trip to the surface. And they come to the surface. There's a thick sheet of ice, and they see on the frozen, or in the ice, the bottom of what used to be the bar, and nearby on a sort of rock shelf, rather shallow, they find the burial grounds of the seal.
And that, I
Sorry.
believe.
Oh. Oh my god.
And that is
Woof, y'all! Woof!
Oh, just sadness.
so
Oh
much
my god.
sadness. And that is the story of Seal. And that is our game of Dialect. Thank you, everyone. And thank you to Sweet Potato and Zoe and Illy for joining us and joining me in playing this wonderful, wonderful game. Once again, you can find it at thornygames.com if you would like to buy a copy, and I highly recommend it. Dialect is an amazing, amazing game. There's a ton to this story, and it was lovely. Once again, we are playing. This reminder to donate uh, to Rices at donate.roll+bond.com, and there is also, if you donate through our site, you have the possibility to win a copy of some awesome games. So definitely make sure you do that. Um, Thank you for joining us for our sad robot game.
Sad robots.
Thank
Oh,
you. Thank
I'm
you, chat,
feeling
for being
really airy now.
fantastic. And I think I need to go sit in the corner for a while to
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
my
god,
fun.
yeah.
But
Yeah, that's about right.
to end on a slightly positive note, thank you to Taylor for pushing us over the halfway point. We're now at
Woo!
374 and 1 cent of our $720 goal. So thank you. Thanks to everyone who's donated. Thanks for listening. Thanks for all the good chat comments. It's very nice to see people enjoying this as well. And
Mhm.
thanks to all of you. Excellent game.
All right, thanks all.
It was fun.
Thanks so much, everyone.
Thanks,
Stay tuned for
guys.
more.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.